top teams, but lacking that star power to go all the way and lift a trophy. And we've seen at times, right, the Vitality Series in Cologne in the semi-final, when they do pop off and everything comes together for them, how good they can actually be. But that has been lacking on a consistent basis.
Which of these teams will find themselves better versed to play against Aurora?
I think
whoever wins this.
I think whoever wins this is going to be the strong favorite against Aurora. But I mean, I think to answer your question, it'd be you'd have to say MOUZ, just because, as you mentioned, the highest floor that we have of any team. I think excellent protocols as well. I feel like Falcons Aurora matchup in the semis would be like a really brawly firepower battle. I think MOUZ would have way more plans on how to neutralize Zantares and just be able to play an intelligent game in the mid round. But either one of these teams, I think, is going to be the favorite to make it into the grand final if they win today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at some of the games that they have played ever since m0NESY joined, it's when it came to the elimination games is when Falcons had an upper hand, right? When the pressure is a little bit higher. I don't know how MOUZ feels in terms of how much pressure would they feel in this tournament and in coming into this game, but they've struggled with it before when it came to this matchup.
Do you expect to see Falcons a little bit shaky today? Should I give you enough confidence to where you feel like you can be comfortable?
I don't, because I also don't think G2 played a bad game necessarily. Of course, there were some key moments that lacked a little bit that ended up costing them the series. But for me, it's when I see a team lose silly rounds and not tilt and stick to their guns and still be able to bounce back and stay in it mentally, right? And then obviously ending up winning the game. I think that's a sign of a team that
started believing themselves in each
yes,
other.
is like starting to figure it out and obviously, you know, there was a round on Ancient where Nico and m0NESY win a 2v4. That's what's going to have to happen. You have Robson Zai will win. Like, you're going to always have those rounds if you're going to win trophies. So that also gives you some hope that their stars are starting to perform better.
Starting to align even. Composure is the word we're looking for.
Would have been way better.
バイタリティの相手のチームね。ニュークの前半。
さすがになんか。I'm pretty sure, but I think that we are ready to get into this.
All right, sweet.
Now's your last chance to change your.
I'm good, baby.
You straight? Okay, good.
I'm great.
Nice.
Well, そんな話で
I think we're ready to get into the game, so perhaps we do that.
さすがに汚すぎてね、なんかファンとなんか感じがね、まあそんな感じの EWC ですけど、まあボケーって見るんで、まあのんびり酒でも飲んでみようかな。正直ね、もうドンクが出ないっていう、なんかそれがずっと心に残ってて、なんかこの大会自体を楽しめてない自分がいるんですけど。
3 semi-finalist spots locked and secured. One more opportunity to join them live ahead tonight. This is the final quarter-final of CS2.
まあMOUZ勝ってね。MOUZ勝ったらオーロラにも勝てるんじゃないかなと思うし、モンゴルズにね、バイタリティを前回負けちゃったけど、まあまたちょっとリベンジしてね、ビッグマッチの対決、グランドファイナルで見れたらいいな。
How about you calm down? All of you calm down. You might become champions, but you've still got work to do here in CS2. Let's bring out your incredible opponents. It's MOUZ!
ちなみに俺は仮眠取って風呂入って今この瞬間を迎えてるんで、まあまあ元気みたいな。
They've ended streaks, they've denied legends, and now they want to leave every Falcons fan as quiet as a mouse.
Let's bring out their opponents. It's Team Falcons! Back-to-back club champions and still soaring. Under the heaviest pressure, they beat G2. They prove they can thrive when everything is on the line. This This is a squad built for trophies, and today they're out to show why they wear the crown.
Riyadh, are you ready? The crowd is ready for it. You're ready for it. I know you are. I'm talking to you. You are ready for this epic quarterfinal. Let's get into it.
What an epic way to be rounding out the quarterfinals here at EWC. I have Ole, the performance coach of the side of MOUZ, to be diving into this one. First of all, what's a pre-match routine like for the guys? I saw you with a couple of tennis balls. Obviously, there's a lot of talking going on. Can you tell me what you were doing with the guys before this one?
We try to activate the guys a little bit more, find a good balance between activation and calmness. We're looking for clear routine where they basically get in their comfort zone.
Obviously, we can hear the fans on the other side of the stage. Your boys are very experienced in terms of, you know, going maybe up against an opposing crowd. Is there ever any effect that goes on with that when they're having to battle against a crowd who's cheering for the opposing team?
I think in the past it has been that way sometimes because they were young and unexperienced, but nowadays we're used to it that the crowd is a little bit against us. Actually in Cologne the crowd was a very big favorite of MOUZ. So we see how this one goes, but I think the guys are well prepared.
See, I don't expect you to specify any names in this next question, but I imagine with such a packed schedule, right, there's a lot of stress, maybe burnout creeping in. Is there anything that you've had to do with any of the MOUZ members this year in terms of giving extra support, perhaps from the kind of mental side of things?
I think it's a constant battle between the tournaments that we get them to the right spot, and it varies. So all the players at a certain point have a stressful day, and then we just get them in a good headspace before the game.
Final question, because I know this is only the quarterfinal, but we've seen MOUZ consistently making it to the grand finals, being within touching distance of trophies, but never quite being able to claim them for themselves. Do you think there's any kind of mental block for any of the players in terms of, you know, overcoming Vitality, let's say in Cologne, massive feat, but then falling at the hands of Spirit? Are there any issues that you feel like present the team in these grand finals?
I think if you point to something, then it's probably the tight schedule that they have sometimes, so the stress is very high, but we're working on it, that we deal with it better and better. We're not there yet.
Really appreciate your time. It is time for the quarterfinals, Falcons versus MOUZ.
That's right, it's the game of the day, MOUZ versus Falcons here for the quarterfinal. The Falcons, they might have already won the club championship, but their CS division still has a hell of a lot of room to grow. A lackluster debut in Cologne. Kyosuke lived up to his side of the bargain, but the rest of Falcons did not, and so this is their shot at redemption here at EWC.
Yeah, and I think for that reason it was reassuring to see Nico play as well as he did in the game against G2, his former organization, his cousin taking over in-game leadership. Him and m0NESY had a very strong ancient as well, so Kyosuke wasn't taking the highlights and the headlines by the end of that game. G2 done, and Falcons took care of business. Now they've got a bigger MOUZ to find, a MOUZ who've been making finals, a MOUZ who have grown in this year, who have taken a trophy on a stage as well.
And yeah, it's 9 playoff runs in a row for MOUZ. Only 1 trophy in amidst all of that, and that's over 5 finals as well. You could maybe even look to draw parallels to like the Liquid of old during the Astralis era, where they always had this consistent villain denying them these trophy lifts. It was Vitality for the longest time, but that started to change now, right? Some losses to Spirit in there. MOUZ started to find some new enemies in their rogues gallery.
Yeah, it's a full curse, isn't it?
解説は無理だろうけど、ね、ただ話してるわけだったらいい。
Definitely looking to come in hot to this game. Do not underestimate them, despite all the hype around Falcons right now.
The stakes on it for MOUZ is, you know, they lose this is their worst finish since this, you know, string of playoff runs. They've always made it to the semis at least.
Oh, that's a nice move, but it only nets 1 kill. Honestly, moves up, kicks in on the short side, bomb getting planted. Brolin with a quick tap, and he's read the close position, but it's not enough. There's no teammate to trade. Spinks moving in. Jimmy saves him. 2v3, Nico and m0NESY.
I mean, this is supposed to be
やっぱプロでもね、こうやって M 合わない時あるよな。
These were the two that quieted down back in Cologne. And so now Nico, his first round here on the stage in this quarterfinal is a 1v2 clutch. Well, she holds on. Nico with the swing, defuse being stuck. And that's just robbed right out from under Nico. Never even goes for the fight. He calls their bluff. MOUZ get off to the races with a pistol round win.
Very wide stick there for Jimmy. Just getting it done. Nico saw the tether. You could see that defuse happening, but couldn't find the angle. Of course, she's keeping the pressure on.
体隠してディフューズしてたから1回のスイングで見つけられなかったなこれ。いやナイスディフューズ。
Came out into this MOUZ team with a bang, looked incredible in his first couple of events, but as of late has been struggling. Maybe that new 3.0 rating doing him some favors. An impactful player at his best. Not meant to be the star of the show. He had a great game against VP.
壁抜き。9 ダ
I
メー
want to
ジ。
see if that continues into this quarterfinal. Falcons find a force by AK on Monacy.
人生を送ってみたいかもしれない。
Haven't even really touched on Kiyasuke yet either, right? Obviously, he was the one very exciting thing about that Cologne finish. He finished that event second highest rated player. That's in spite of them falling out far short of expectations. It was a great debut tournament from him individually.
Yeah, not many maps played, but when he was playing, he really just rose through the ranks. Had a phenomenal game against Fury despite the loss. Was really the only guy holding Falcons up to a degree. A couple of moments from Monacy, but Nico really struggled at that event. So Kiyasuke, high expectations delivered, but now it's about consistency, keeping it going again and again and again, event to event. And this is what Falcons are here for. This is what they play for. A lot to prove at EWC. Kiyasuke found first. Nico trades. The A split's happening.
AK も拾えたのでかいね。さあ、ただ軽物強いね。スモーク入るから。
The plant found, CT plant at that with red room taken by the Falcons earlier on. Also going to try lend some time to Brolin on this flank.
It's got to be a kick down, but where is it? It's either Temple or CT. They've got to go find it
強いね。シャドウアドバンテージあるから。さあその前に1キルとヘッドショットはでかすぎだね。さあ1人確定なんだよね。ブーストまで気づけるかって感じはあるけど。さあ気づいたね。キッパ落ちてんのかな。いや。しかもこれ爆発でセーブできるんじゃない？
Great stuff from Tessez. Right, not one of these like superstar pieces of the Falcons lineup, but looking for good, reliable output. And I mean, you've heard from guys like Pimp, who's going to be the best Danish player. This is of course in an era where Denmark slipped down those rankings individually.
And we've been saying that about Tessez for a while, right? Before this latest blockbuster Kiyasuke move, even when Falcons were struggling, Tessez was that guy putting on strong performances. And you think in this lineup, the firepower available, you wouldn't need to be the best player from your country for a guy like Tessez.
1-2 punch, Nico and Kiyasuke up through ramp. Nico run out, but there's the trades. It's Tessez to find it as the rest of the gang just explode through that ramp smoke. Tessez even taken real estate away out here.
Oh, nice one.
Kickstand, backstab, it's a little ugly. But able to make amends, and Torshi just too far removed on this round.
さすがに 5-7 グロね MP9 で先にこうやってキル取られちゃうときついね。
to save for Torshi, and no real reason to hunt this kill for Monacy. He's going to have a look, but a safe exit for Falcons, saves 3 guns. He starts to build up this T side on Ancient against G2. We saw 7 rounds for Falcons. Found the first 3, lost 3 in a row to 4 buys, and then started trading out rounds for a 7-5 half. They're on for a similar path right now. Winning out the conversion is the last thing to do. A lot of entry power on this T side for Falcons.
Let's go, bro.
So this feels like a very strong map for them. One they've tried to make their own.
And with that kind of early elimination from Cologne, it did give them a number of weeks in between then and now to try and strengthen the playbook a little bit here, get everyone on side.
Also the choice to skip a couple of events as well.
90ダメージぐらい
Probably a necessary time for this team to do so.
いやさすがに MP9 先死んじゃったらカバー入らずと
Certainly
キル入ら
pistol
ず
sure, but a nice confidence boosting round here. As he manhandles the cave, it's a clean finish from the Falcons. Looking to make some money at the tail end of this round. Nico rounds it out with 4. Now we get to see our first look at that MOUZ buy.
Been a struggling map for MOUZ. Ancient has. Despite a huge streak earlier in the year. Last 6 outings, 5 losses. Only a win over Bait online. And that's despite, 3 close games against Spirit. So you feel like MOUZ at least have the experience, they have the tape. Even if they don't have the victory in their pocket. No kits in this round again. MOUZ already down to just smokes, nothing more. It's going to be hard to make plays, get aggressive on this CT side. They've got to read right and put their pieces in the right place. Right now, hedging their bets on the B side. Jimmy blocking Donut. He's got a lot on his plate.
Exertion and Jimmy walking up, going to try and assemble this boost. The timing for it, Jimmy holds on with 3, and there's Exertion swinging out to lend a helping hand. Falcons wanted this A hit, low and slow, but they play right into the hands of MOUZ.
Not going to outlook Spinks, Nico. Very late on the other side of the map. You can try, but get man walking. Take the bomb if you want. There is no sight open in this 1v4. So Kixon might just be combat saving. Huge shutdown for Exertion and Jimmy. Great move to make in the mid round. The whole map is quiet. They've got smokes to block. Middle seems empty, and MOUZ just throw a boost up. They have shadow advantage. Jimmy keeps it going for 2 kills and a dink on the 3rd. That's the output we need from Jimmy today in those anchor positions. That's what we got against VP. High impact Jimpact round gives MOUZ a bye.
Yeah, これはうまかったね。
Content with that first round. It's a clean shutdown. Chance to start building up some of their own money, embarking on their own streak here if they can find success. Up against another Falcons full buy. Little timeout ahead of this round. Onik having a chance to weigh in. He knows the importance of it. They don't want MOUZ to suddenly come back into this game. You got that win in the force by the conversions on the back of it. Falcons feeling like they're off to a great start, but you know how quickly these circumstances can change.
Honestly, going for a mid pick, they break the smoke for it, but can't connect. It's a timer on that play. Another nade. He's not close enough to exploit it. Meanwhile, MOUZ make a move, pushing through the smoke. Something we know Brolin's going to be doing a lot in this CT side. Out with a kill and clears B lane entirely. Not seeing Nico on his jaunt out middle, playing towards B in the majority of these rounds. Maybe a recent change for Falcons on this T-side default. In Kiyosuke, it's been m0NESY attempting these opening kills, and now MOUZ just disappear, not allowing anyone to trade back. Even backing out on the B-bomb site. This does lose some info. May even force a rotation. With Exertion jumping in mid. Still information to be gathered. Close shot doesn't connect. Gotta watch out for the nade. And Kiyosuke barely survives.
Thin margins there on a 5v3, but yeah, Kiyosuke still kind of hanging on in this round.
Super strong setup right now for MOUZ. Only susceptible to this A split. As long as Jimmy can get a kill out from this position, MOUZ are fine.
There's going to be a lot of responsibility here on Exertion if this play looks to link up for the A split. He's responsible for watching this red room. Might look to trade out positions with Torshi eventually, but now he takes his eyes off the prize. That's to get the smoke in over towards main, and Falcons are actually going to play through this smoke. Exertion caught. You needed a multi-kill from him because now Jimmy's left all alone. Closing in on this split. Jimmy tries to make a move now at the top of that block. 2 kills from the impact. Nico finally putting him down, but no time to win this. Jimmy disrupts. And Falcons just barely get out with 1 gun save.
Running drive for Falcons. MOUZ decide to give up everything, right? They fall back from B lane, they fall back from middle. They buy just enough time. Falcons fake that block. They know Jimmy can swing in at a moment's notice.
発見されてすぐヘッショとか抜かれちゃうとまあ微妙な感じになっちゃうけど1人目がある程度上がれてね2人目まで木の外側まで出れる状態になるとまあ意表をついてねそこからいい感じにキル取れたりするね
You don't want to kind of catch this feeling at the start of the season. Post the Kiyosuke signing that you've regressed. If you remember, there was a time period where we were kind of getting hyped up around Falcons with Magic in the lineup that they might be one of the teams to challenge Vitality for that top spot. Thinking back to Melbourne there as a successful outing for this squad.
An event where they beat MOUZ in the playoffs and they dominated them as well.
Number of good event finishes, and then you kind of bring in, I would say, the most anticipated player, even out ahead of someone like Donk, just because Kiyosuke kind of got the hype from how successful the Donk move was.
Yeah, people didn't want to miss the boat on this transfer day. It's hard to compare, though. I mean, the mechanics are certainly there for Kiyosuke, but I think the thing that was still the most astounding thing about Donk is that he's just completely unbothered.
こういうのでもワンチャンキル取ったりするしかチャンスなさそうだ。
Online groups doesn't matter. Doing it in the grand finals like it's just a normal day. Kiyosuke still has to prove he can adjust to the pressure in this round, succeeding.
1v3
But still a 1v5 essentially. The pressure put on. His K-Frag gives him room. The reload comes in. He hunts the kill. Third frag for Kiyosuke before the AWP stops him at the door. A nice try to get some value out of that round with a 1 AK, but it's still MOUZ building into this game.
You just breathe a sigh of relief there if you're Torshi. You know, the ball was very much rolling on this round. That's Kiyosuke with hot hands, 3 kills deep on his way to a clutch.
Love how he jumps that kill as well, realizing Spinks has wasted his mag. He doesn't take the free chance to plant.
まあ当時外しても後ろにね 2v1 で M4 サプいたからまあまあまあほぼほぼ確定だった感じだろう。わおわおwhat the fuck それもカバーあーナイスカバーや
And unstoppable is his B lane aggression.
Dude, if this is going to be the form that Jimmy gives us this tournament, it's a hell of a reason to get excited for MOUZ. It's his departure, you know, as you said, when he first kind of moved into this squad, the thing that was so exciting about him is he was putting up star player numbers, not in star player positions or roles. And for a while now, you've seen him quieten down.
Oh my what the fuck?
Okay. Of course, he really tried to force it in the molly.
What the fuck?
After tagging m0NESY.
88カットぐらいかな。HP 残ったんだけどね。燃えました。
Would like to count him out with 17 points of health, but this is m0NESY we're talking about.
ただまたブローランがいい位置にホールドしてんね。
First player to fight It's the last you expect on this flank.
The fact this round's kind of gone by so quickly and there's so much time left is why it's kind of tricky for MOUZ here, right? If the clock's low, you know he has to commit to A. But m0NESY slows down and goes completely quiet here. That kind of gives MOUZ a bit of doubt. They send Spinks over towards that B site. He holds on there long enough, decides eventually he hasn't heard anything, and so that's kind of the giveaway. m0NESY's still floating around inside of A. Over makes his move now. Expect to see more of this. Him on these flanks in through main.
まあドーナツとライン合わせてね、映画クリアリングして、まあいなかったら CT から B に行ってるからまあ2人で一緒に CT から 2v1。
And Roland walks in on that flank. He could have done half a minute earlier.
Nice kill.
Said he's not in star player positions. Put up on heaven, sends him to hell. 3 kills with a beautiful spray.
まあ当時はまあアゴ当ててたから、まあまあそれだけで十分だった。
4 rounds in a row. Oh my god.
ブローラン直近のねラウンド4ラウンドぐらいブローランがめちゃくちゃいい感じにエントリー取ったりね、カバーうまく入れたり、最後のクラッチ決めたり、なかなかいいですね。
So that one's picked up. Tech9 for Kixan takes it even further, and we end up in a 3-on-3. That's in spite of a nice hole to open up. Just losing track of Kiyosuke in the chaos. Might prove to be your undoing. It's an exertion flank this time with Spinks mopped up. Exertion has to try and do the heavy lifting. Left to Jimmy. Not going to find a thing as Kiyosuke and Kixan arise to the occasion on that low buy round for the Falcons.
Yeah, it all comes down to Kiyosuke taking that space, jumping through the smoke. Torshi's story got past him, but he tried to pluck a player from the back with a rescope. Gets shot in the back of the head, hands over an orb, and space gets taken by the Falcons. That seems like some miscoming maybe for MOUZ. That
まあ最後はファルコンズうまくね、
no one has cover for Torshi.
合わせに行ったね。キル取りに行ったね、うまくね。
Yeah, that whole round is just sort of losing track of yourself for MOUZ, losing track of your opponents.
なんか CS2 になってから、GO から CS2 になるときね、こういうこのスモークの潮の変更、なんか正直今までの GO のままでいいのになと思ってたけど、全然いいね、こっちの方が。
He likes these spam battles, but they're not liking him back in this round. m0NESY, they're walking on you down the ramp.
わー、ゴッドタイミングなんだけど、それまたナイスタイミングで。
And Nico's not able to remedy it. This was MOUZ with broken money, but now they're sat real pretty in a 4v2.
And this is what Reps does, right? This is recent experience for MOUZ. They're playing
very
well off each other. The synergy is there. Falcons haven't been playing the officials. MOUZ are just crunching lane, pushing through smokes, walking down ramp, and catching Falcons on seemingly random timings, but they're working so well. 1-2 punch here. MOUZ get an advantage, and again they pull back.
なんか全体でなんかプレーするの本当上手だよね。最近はなんかあんまりミラージュね、俺が見てるMOUZの試合はね、なんかミラージュ勝ってるイメージないけど、ミラージュとかもすごい上手だよね。
And you're glad you get the early warning system there. The shots raining in, and Torshi allowed to reposition in time, and he will deliver.
Nice one.
Orb hits hard.
Nice one.
And so no 2v4 today. MOUZ in with a great chance of winning out this half now as they start to take control in the late game.
金で雇われた応援団だみたいなやつ言ってたけど。
Got one more buy to break through.
確かにそれやりかねない感じありますよね。
Torshi's on it.
応援があるのはなんかいいよね。
Fantastic shots.
応援されてる側の選手は
Falcons again piecing together what they can. Galil's rife in this T side. The B rushes have been their best bets.
さあ B 早めの攻め。
Up and in again with just this blistering pace.
USP だけになっちゃったけど。
Last time in danger of it happening once more as he's sandwiched m0NESY. Crazy sequence, 3 kills deep. He wants to round it out with a 4th. Torshi won't let him have that.
Just save.
But the round is already banked up for the Falcons. And it's in all the minutiae in these complicated plays where they're taking the pace out of it that they've struggled. These faster direct rounds up the B ramp. I feel a little too simple, but you can't
これは
argue
まあ
with
B
the
ラッシュう
results
まく
here.
はまったね。
Absolutely. I don't even think it's just even coming down to complications. Sure, there's been some slower rounds for Falcons and the one where they lost the time after walking through the red smoke, but I think it's just been the fact that when they sit back in default, MOUZ have been finding the moves, MOUZ have been making the plays, and
CT 側はリス
Falcons
ポンで
would
ね、
rather go down on their terms.
エルボーのスモーク
So quicker
投
approach
げるし、
again. Root,
投げてもらっ
pack,
て、
counter strike. Monacy
まあ、ミッドはそれ
excels.
プラス前行く人がモロトフ、グレネード、まあ、フラッシュ入れながら、まあ、2人で前に出たり、まあ、ジャンプ、なんだ、ランブーストで1人目前に送ってっていう感じで打ち合いしたりとか。ただ、B のね、メインのところもスモークたかれちゃうからね。開幕で2つ投げてるのかな、リスポンから。B メインのスモークとミッドの LG のスモークかな。で対するテロは、まあ、ミッドのスモーク、まあ、ドーナツのスモーク入れたり入れなかったりで、ケーブスモークはまあ大体マストで入ってるから。
You know, you're a little more limited in terms of the util, and these B rushes have been a problem, so you have to take that into account. Really, you're going to dump a lot of this utility from the rip.
プロのエンシェントってきついよね。ドンクも頑張ってね、テロの時ミッドをブレイクしたり、フラッシュもらいながらうまく入れてたりするけど、なかなかね、プロのこのセットしてこの入れてくるこの投げ物の感じは難しいから。
Hoping they can catch someone scaling up heaven.
インフェのバナナみたいなもんか。取れるとめちゃくちゃアドバンテージでかいけど、行くのがめっちゃ大変。
That's giving Kicksan a real security blanket here to go for this control.
Roland just maximizing value from this limited util that you mentioned. They've got a kid on Torshi, 2 smokes and an HE. It's really not a lot to play with here for MOUZ.
And here is that paranoia of these B hits right here. You burnt through everything, and there's still a minute and 15 left on the clock.
5v4 makes things easier, but Roland forced to make a reposition. He's burning alive. Just finds a cubby on top of the box, and that nade falls short. Could have made all the difference. Torshi here to back him up, but ever wary of the ramp contact.
さあこれブローランが燃えて、わあもうナイスキルやそれ。ブローランが燃えて前の方に来て、でも箱の上燃えてなくて、で対するファルコンズとしてはこの木のね中とか。木のちょうど裏で前側でねホールドしてるのかと思って、まあ、木抜きしてたけど、ブローラン側がねうまくポジション取ってはいたんだけど、まあ、当時がキルしてね強いポジション生かされずっていう。
Monacy in the meantime up ramp deals with Spinks, and so Torshi feels
Wow,
like he's gonna have eyes in the back of his head. He's dealt with Tessez on the backstab. That opens up the retake here for MOUZ. One plant found, but very claustrophobic for Falcons. They're trapped in at the site. There's some pressure alleviated by Kicksan.
早めに一人削りに来たのはナイス作戦だった。
Slows down, grouping on short. Kicksan found cleanly. Monacy spotted, but taps as he tries to close this. Two top performers for either side clashing in this 1v1, and Monacy seals it with those taps. Tied up on the half as Falcons rally back in, still in with a chance on their pick of Ancient.
いや、そんなことないですよ。全部同じじゃないですか。投げ物スピードはね、ジャンプ走り投げが一番速くて、歩きジャンプ投げが次に速くて、で走り投げが速くて、歩き投げが速くてみたいな感じで分かれてるのかな、スピード的には。
Trying to lose myself on the night.
げ物による投げ物、そう投げ方でそうですね。変わります。モネジいい感じですね。オンリーラブ CS いいね。ベスプレー2個。シーラブスマンなんかね、ドルのね、韓国の LCK とかフレンドと一緒に見てると、こうやってね、書いてあるやつが全部韓国語だから何書いてあるか分かんないけど、英語ならいいね、分かる。分かるやつがある。なんか思ったよりマウスファンいっぱい来てるんですね、こっち。
An even game here between Falcons and MOUZ, who started off on the Falcons pick of Ancient. Map they've tried to make home. Getting off to a great start, having to recover in the late game. MOUZ want to offer up the goods on that tying round to close out the half. Staring down the barrel of the camera, he knows that was a clean clutch.
Two big 3Ks for m0NESY on the B-bomb site to win out. Two important gun rounds for Falcons.
I mean, refreshing to see m0NESY and Nico up top of the board. Given that they were the two worrying signs from Cologne.
対するファルコンズは A 読みで A4 だけど、対するMOUZはB 攻めで。これはMOUZ側がピストルラウンドは読み勝ったって感じだね、最初は。ただスモークときっとあるからね。全然まだワンチャン作れそうだね。
I mean, look, you knew this was an option if you're
僕抜けてるのか
Falcons.
な
Had to be prepped
僕な
for
くな
it.
ってからか。
They have a flash and a smoke
さあ
on
僕がグレで牽制しながらフラッシュで手前側入ってると。ナイススピンクス、ナイススピンクス、what the fuck エースやんこれ。それはまあ角度的にスピンクスのね、あそこの張り付けの方はブラインドにならなかったっぽいね。ただいいリテイクの形だったね。奥グレで牽制してまあフラッシュインでここのね通路を取りに行くっていう形はめちゃくちゃ良かったけど、まあスピンクスナイスキルだな。
The chance to convert. They couldn't do it on their first pistol. We had the force buy on T side come through. This is just 4 USPs, so little donut stack. MOUZ taking their time.
楽しそうなみんな応援が。
Sweet treat in the center, waiting for MOUZ.
おお、これ対決あるんじゃん、対決。ああ、対決ならず。ちょっと見たかったね。あそこのね、ドーナツで待ってるポジションって、ミッドの奥側のね、ポケットのとことちょうど180度をクリアリングしなきゃいけないポジションだから。ワンチャンね、なんかうまくいきそうな場所だけにね、ちょっと見たかったですね。 さあスモークアウトしてくんじゃないこれプラントの音で来るよほらこれ終わったもうさすがにダメでしたね。
So crazy. Not a single kill comes through. MOUZ with their eyes on the prize. The jammy play for Falcons.
I just think with Jimmy playing really well,
足音出ちゃうけど、まあ一人目ジャンプイン、ジャンプインとかだとゲンジャーと草原らしいですよ、サウジ以外の。
Shades of the old Jimmy, the one that used to get you real excited for his future in this MOUZ squad. And everyone else playing up to the level. It's added an extra layer of difficulty to this for the Falcons.
選手はね、選手は悪くないんだけどね。
On the cave side, Spinks will secure that trade, and that's an
ファン
uncomfortable
同士
fight
の
for him.
あ
So
れ
he
が嫌
does
だよ
well
ね、なんか。
to find the 4v4.
A little delayed on that reswing. I didn't think it was going to come
昨日
through.
のね、バイタリティ
Spinks
と、
risks it all. That can be a
ね、ちょっと相手のチームの方は言わないけど、
no control.
バイタリティともう相手のチームのね、ニュークの前半も嫌だったんだよね、見てて。なんか相手チームのファンを煽るって感じじゃないんだけど、なんかね、卑怯というかね、姑息というか、汚いというかね、なんか気持ちいいもんじゃない。
Good flash dodge, but there's two players here, and Torshi's good for the trade. Push back into B is Kixon.
そんなことはさておき、
Nico's ready. And they wanted to bail to middle. They changed their mind after that death. Back to B, into Kixon. One more kill before all is said and done. Jimmy's thrust into another clutch. He's been on the ball so far.
Nico creeping up along. That's kind of the contentious point that Jimmy might not be ready for. Kixan has fully embarked on this wraparound, trying to take cave space away.
Wow,
and
nice.
He's not even going to be required. It's the m0NESY smoke spam that seals the deal for Falcons.
Whatever it takes, they'll take it. This is MOUZ's bonus gone. So 4x comes in strong here for Falcons. A little bit of risk, a little bit of randomness thrown in by MOUZ. It was what was getting them many CT side advantages with these B pushes. They come through two smokes in this round. Falcons able to stop one of them.
楽しそうだなあっち。
Play out in towards middle here for MOUZ. It's exertion leading the charge. Been good at taking this space away. So MOUZ might look to do something with it. It's great damage for Tessez. Two players brought down low on the spam.
トータル100ダメージぐらい。
So back towards A for MOUZ. Falcons too strong here. It's m0NESY and Nico. Both up top of the board. The multi-million-dollar duo that thrust Falcons into the limelight in the first place. That's what MOUZ are going to have to break through.
2個のモロトフで遅延されて、
Buys you a couple more seconds. There's a block, a smoke down. No need to break this.
お、ナイスフラッシュ。いやー、そのダブルピークはめちゃくちゃうまいね。
Jimmy provides both the openings. We'll get his comeuppance. It's spam for Kixan trying to claw this one back.
入ってたけど。
A late lurk for Spinks, a lurk that's got to get a move on as Brolin's left scrapping for control over the bomb site. His teammate very far away, and with Brolin toppled, Spinks is going to save the day. Lurking in late, he's got no time to go quietly. Running the whole way, Falcons know where he is, and it's Kiyosuke to finish the job.
Love the Falcons stay aggressive in that round, right? A deep molly behind the smoke makes you feel like you're going to get the plant off, but Kixon was already coming through with a flashbang, committed to that move. And even though Jimmy breaks through with a double entry onto Nico and m0NESY, feels like a perfect storm for MOUZ to run away with that round. Smoke spam, flash through, Falcons, unrelenting. On that retake, never let MOUZ get comfortable. And so that's MOUZ's money gone. Late in the day.
MOUZ はマネーブレイク、ブロックラウンド。
This is now Falcons' game to lose.
応援っていうか普通の談笑みたいなのが楽しんでます。心から。
And the chance to build up even more capital here, as MOUZ have one Deagle. It's still Jimmy all the way, the forefront of so many of these rounds for MOUZ.
In this slowdown round, you know, using it like a bit of a timeout, I've seen Spinks talking a hell of a lot down the line. It was him who, in that last round, was left to the extremities of the round that slipped through the fingers of MOUZ, so maybe looking for a bit more of an active stance for Spinks. He seemed like he was at the center of the conversation. Yasuke overran. Jimmy's Deagle finds him, but how much more exciting can this round get with Nico moving in and playing cleanup? Round gets put down, and any excitement ends with that Deagle drop. The gun too far away for Brolin to retrieve. He's grabbed the Deagle, but Nico will not let him through.
Ooh. All good.
Lead taken for the Falcons, and they're in a very powerful position. MOUZ might have taken that last round as a bit of a timeout, but they call in one nonetheless. Chance for Cyclone to get involved.
All smiles for Falcons, right? You feel like the game is open. There's a lot you can do here on the CT side. We saw the hijinks MOUZ are up to with their aggression. Falcons haven't had to show too much in the second half, just been playing pretty lax on middle.
I think
that's one of the things that's actually felt kind of scary is that, yeah, MOUZ are being given a good chunk of runway to make these plays, and even when they found the openers, it's not translated into these round wins.
It's kind of the meta right now not to commit to these mid-fights on CT side. MOUZ threw it in once or twice in their first half, but for the most part, Xertion back in spawn, holding the wrap. Always going to get those nades in just to keep the pressure on. Mollies and nades. Or bludgeon MOUZ. Brutal damage early in the round. Kicks and even spams out Spinks. So all of that conversation last round, forget about it.
That was Spinks trying to be a bit more decisive in this lane take. Going there
B main ピークされて抜かれたのか。
Now MOUZ are just forced into a B execute. Another strong grenade.
CD の時はね、ブローランが目抜けてね、フリーキル1キル目出してたりしたけど、今回は反対のファルコンズの IGL がキックさんがキル入れていくと。
And even now Falcons still looking for even
ま
more.
だ攻める。さあ、ハマったらだいぶ強そうだけど、ハマりそうだね、これ。
So they're going to catch them with nades out. Tessez multi-kill and Torchy thrust into a clutch. No room to work with. Falcons keep the pressure on. That's double digits now. Money broken for MOUZ. And the alarm bells are ringing as Falcons take full control of Ancient.
Hey, Kixon's a fearless captain. He's a guy who's going to call moves like that, right? Typically, you would expect Nico to be a guy to make a lot of mid-round decisions, make a lot of calls on his side of the map on CT side. That's why it's so interesting to see him on an A anchor position, solo in his bomb site. But the move still happens nonetheless. Falcons collapse upon MOUZ. This T side running out of room. One eco thinking about back to those B hits from Falcons. MOUZ will try to handle it. Him and Kixon find 4 between them. Haven't seen anyone play Cubby, but perfect round to do it is against the pistols. No spam to collect, and no kill here for MOUZ.
I mean, MOUZ can fully feel that they've lost their grip on this game. As mentioned in the beginning, it was quite passive from Falcons. They were willing to sit back, let MOUZ run their strats, faith in those retakes, faith in maneuvering their pieces around in the right way to make it happen. But as the game is dragged on here, Falcons now are taking more and more liberties. This was a well-placed stack in this round. Good read of the situation, the limited options available to MOUZ at a low econ point in the game, but in that last rifle round it was aggression. That was the aim for Falcons. At all turns, now they're trying to remove options from the playbook for this MOUZ team.
And this is a time where MOUZ have to prove they are that championship level that we know they can be, the team that runs to finals, a team that takes down everyone with vitality and spirit. That clear third piece to recover in a very difficult game. 11-8 down on its side.
CT がもうお金貯まってるから。
In recent tournaments. Now's the time to prove it, MOUZ.
まずはもうかなりきついね。
They avoid those early mid nades, ever present. One does catch exertion, but he still comes through.
He goes through on kind of a second timing though to dodge that other nade from Kiyosuke. That was the one that put him in the hurtful position of like 10 HP in the last round. So a little adaptation to still get this mid control, but just suffer less in the process. It's another round where Falcons sit back passive. Triple lean over towards B, and Spinks caught on an awkward timing. More spam damage for Kixan. It really is a bit of a hallmark for him of this Ancient. Feels like he's always good at finding connections on that spam.
There's a mid-round move for Nico. He's cleared out a lot of position. He's confirmed what they already know. It's a B play at this point in time. Unless MOUZ make a very late rotate, and the whole map is dark when they have no information.
さあまあ B メインに目炊いたから、もし敵がドーナツにいたら、
Kiyosuke and Kixan were both holding on to the red room wrap because they don't have mid info. Well, Monacy now moves back over and actually clears this space, and so now it feels almost certain that this B play is coming in.
いやー、
so much damage, still no kills.
ただ意外と削ってんだね。さあ1キル目出た。
And an opening for MOUZ, a chance to get the move on.
モロトフでプラントのチェーン、わお、ナイスタイミングの攻撃割った。
Kiyosuke, smoke spam connects.
いや、残り10
for even more. MOUZ on the reloads might want to go through, but they've timed this. So they never have two players reloading at once, and Nico is even on this backstab.
He's got it.
Moving in,
これだいぶきついの、ワンブイ無理だね。
And so Nico just collects all the free kills on that wrap round.
Setups have just been super strong here for Falcons, right? Not just the mid-round aggression, knowing when to play retake, giving up the entirety of the B-bomb site. I'm sure at that point they feel like they've done a lot of damage with their HEs down lane, with their wallbangs constantly. And two players just get full smoke spam. Torchi 100 to 0. Makes matters easy. And Nico mops up. This is Falcons ready to close their map pick. 6 rounds straight.
Nico. Yeah.
I mean, MOUZ have had better success in these opening fights. They've been the team frequently 5v4s. It feels like even that started to change as the game's gone on. But they've struggled at converting even with those man advantages. So if that isn't enough, what is? It's down to the cobbled together by here to close. Back to that mid control again.
Oh, careful.
So many of these rounds have had the same ebb and flow for MOUZ, which is get mid, scale up heaven, and then look for this B play. With a double cave set up to try and repel this lane control, that's no longer an option for MOUZ. They've got to look elsewhere.
With the timing, is starting to be opened up by Kixan. Back to clearing red. Teammate right beside him. A 2-on-2 here in the red room. Dead is the first. Kixan and Kiyosuke found by the AWPer. Jimpat takes a space. Falcons miss his timing entirely. It sets him up for retake, but this players are boxed in right now. They're not moving this ball, waiting for a reaction. What are they going to get? Will it go their way? Nico peels ahead off, walks back to that A site. Jimmy coming in to assist. They've read this wrong. Monacy's been here the whole time. Jimmy, hyper aware. The kill feed tells the story of this round. Nico is still here.
Nade finds damage.
ただボムがあっち
Nico
だから
closed
ちょ
this
っ
here
と
and now in the clutch.
ちょっとプラント怖いよねこれ。
Great showing from him in this game already. Can Nico remind us all just what he's capable of?
さあ左と右でワンブイツ。
On this CT position. Sees where that bomb's planted now, and so cognizant of a player back in main, he's going to go hunting. But no one's giving him these fights, not for free. No one wants to be that first domino to fall. On the way to Nico clutch, exertions, patience is rewarded.
いや、ドーナツ確定 1v2 でね、B メインとあっち CT テンプルのね、ちょうど前ら辺のところまで引かれちゃうとちょっと難しいよね。まあ結果的に回音鳴らして、ね、音立てないでおびき寄せるっていう感じがないとちょっと無理そうだった。こっちの視点から見ると。ただまあナイストライな。
Aids will come in late again. More damage done. Spinks even low on this B aggression. Tessus comes out to assist from heaven. MOUZ just speed up on A, but with no CT smoke.
このさ、ずっとこのアウプが出てないこのラウンドの中でアウプ急に出てくるとね、なんかアウプかってなるんだよな。わお、ナイスワン。カバー入る。それは京介ナイスキルだね。
Another case where Spinks is left to nothing on the wrong side of the map, not making a move, too low to want to risk it. There's space to take, he's not doing it. MOUZ can group up in middle for kills, but it is again on Torshi.
I mean, even then, his path to rotate is just so long. He has to do this pretty quietly too.
いや、2人で詰めてくんのこれ。
You know, Falcons could have gone anywhere, and eventually the clock becomes the driving fact here for Torshi. Swing out from Spinks is punished. Falcons have the victory teed up right here. The best spot they're going to be in to do so. One man in between them. A pretty decisive win here on Ancient. Jump up for Tesses, seals the deal, and Falcons get off to a flying start in this quarterfinal. Domination on Ancient to open, only a close first half to talk about. MOUZ were never in that second half of play. So for Falcons now, they return to Inferno. That's MOUZ's pick in this series. It's a map we haven't seen them play since their shocking elimination from Austin. Some bad memories there, but a chance for redemption.
CT になってからの京介にだいぶやられちゃったよね。目抜きだったり19だったりね、これとかね、完璧にね、もうセットもして3人サイト入って KV 手っていうね、完璧な B だったんだけど目抜きはどうしようもないと。さあということで、まあ、10分15分後ぐらいかな。まあ、次はインフェと、まあ、インフェニューク、そういう感じで続いていくみたいですね。まあいつも通り、まあ、10分間ぐらいでスマッチやって時間潰してまた 2マップ目見ようと思います。まあ、10分後ですね。10分後、15分後ぐらいか。あら、人がいないね。What the fuck? 66ピングはボットが強いんだよな。ボットが当たんないんだよな。なんだろう、こいつらだけ弾の当たり判定がおかしいんだよ。 世界で一番ハードさボット。ダメだこれ。ダメでした。
It gets tricky. We have a round from the second half, right, that I thought illustrated that pretty well, and Falcons and how proactive they were, right, and how they were trying to disrupt this. This is the early utility opening, right? Kixon just gets a spam on spec, so immediately a 5v4 there at the same time. They will also be fighting for mid, right? Like they were able to secure that, but you will see that Falcons from that point on, they will also go for the re-aggress. So, you know, they've shown themselves mid, right? They did a lot of damage with the utility. That's why Exertion is red HP from an extra nade, and now they're like, okay, it's time to reposition. And perfect 15 seconds later, right, they go for a double banana push. They get a little bit lucky on the timing and are just constantly. You can see how MOUZ is struggling in these situations a little bit to just come up with something good.
Yeah, maybe like missing a couple details. Surprised like no one's like prepared for that. No one's watching that back. Maybe it is just really that perfect timing.
It is a little bit timing, but it's also, you know, understanding a little bit how the other team plays.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? That if you're gonna freeze and the team likes to do that, okay, maybe you take an extra 10-15 seconds to wait for that regression. Falcons are a team that is going to be very proactive and move around a lot.
So let's talk about that, Jason. We got Inferno in front of us. Can the Falcons put MOUZ away here?
Absolutely, they can. I mean, there's no reason not to. I think it's going to be quite a test to see if they can. This is going to be MOUZ's pick, and obviously coming into this map, you know, one of the things we always talk about with MOUZ on Inferno is going to be Torgy's AWP and how good he's got at being a presence across this map. m0NESY clearly has that in his pocket as well. So, I mean, again, I said this was a 50-50 series. I think it's a very 50-50 like map as well.
Well, I did say that I feel like MOUZ is a big favorite on Inferno. I stick with that. It's going to come down a lot to Exertion versus Nico. In Banana, it feels like they both like to get into it. They both like to fight for control there. So whoever can come out on top in those little mind games and utility exchange feels like will win the map.
And don't take this as like any kind of crazy statement, but I mean, just because I mentioned I was looking at those opening kill stats on Ancient. Exertion only went 1 for 1.
Yeah.
And like they were playing so many aggressive plays that sometimes, you know, that stat gets whoever gets the first kill, right? So it's kind of like
Roland was 4 and 4.
Yeah, he might have been involved in it but didn't get the frag, but like you have a situation where it felt like Exertion on some of those opening engagements was not having the same impact that he usually enjoys. And then if you go into this saying, okay, well, Exertion versus Nico and Banana, we know Banana is so important to the map, that's going to be a critical battleground for the first 30 seconds. Well, Exertion better pull up his socks and get into it.
Yeah, pulling up your socks, that's something we could all probably do right about now. Jason, well, I don't think you're going to go up any further.
No, mine don't go up any further than they are right now.
We did kind of preface this in that we probably need 3 maps. So what is the win condition here for MOUZ?
I think it's just bouncing back, right? Sticking to their game. This is more of a tactical map where they should have the upper hand. It's very important to keep your poise when Falcons come at you, when they play that aggressive style, to be able to really punish that, right? And they were a map down yesterday as well against Virtus.pro, so they've already been in this situation in this tournament. This is where they need to prove their mettle, sort of, and show us that they're able to bounce back.
Yeah, put your foot on the pedal and let's just see if MOUZ can push us to 3.
Yes, that's the big question. Can MOUZ push us all 3 maps? We're going to Inferno now. Haunting memories here for the Falcons. This was the map that saw them eliminated from the Austin Major in shocking fashion. And so a redemption arc chance. Kiyasuke in the squad now, but this is not a map frequented by the new player, the much anticipated star of the Falcons. 1 game professionally logged on this map, and even in his downtime, he's played it 37 times. That's across CSGO and CS2.
37 Inferno pugs.
So he's had 38 games ever on this map.
ザイブがインフィめちゃくちゃやばかったからな、ザイブのアウプ。
Which is kind of staggering.
まあアウプじゃなくてもいいけど、なんかビッグプレーで出るといいね。
Now's on their pick. Falcons a map in their pocket, but as you say, those harrowing memories ever present.
早め。
Suki in the pit. Comes away. It's his first with ease, and Tesses has his back covered. New player will fall. Tesses falls back. The site taken by MOUZ.
ここまではできそうだね。アパートは取られてるけど、まあ、ピット取れてるのもでかい。ただプラントがピットから見えないから、アパートいたからね、しょうがないんだけど。それがどう響くかだよね。
Tesses coming in on this flank in through the apartments. And a struggle to get too much reward out of this with the positions held by MOUZ.
What the fuck?
Converts. And now it's just Torshi left down in the pit.
Oh my!
Been dinked up and the knife is pulled. Monesi selling the score. And a knife kill in the pistol to open up Inferno.
あの距離でね、デュアルベレットあんだけ撃たれたらあ、そろそろ俺死ぬんだろうなって思うよな、多分あれ。
Statement made and lesson learned for MOUZ in the pistol round. Force fight comes out.
入ったからモモネジが完璧に全部投げ物変えてんね。サプ出して。ただカウントできたから、まあガリで3本出せると。マウズ側も。
Has anything changed? Same positions for Kixon and Nico. We were saying for the longest time this was the most aggressive banana pairing in the game all year. Nico always willing to hustle. Kixon holds flash and Nico awaits contact. MOUZ, after trying to avoid nades, will shift their way up, but reblocked again. More time wasted. Kixon's out of flashbangs.
まだ投げ物ないから、まあ、スモーク、モロトフ、ね、フラッシュのカウンターの形は取れない。ただスモークが
trying to get stuck in, but ends up coming out of that looking worse for wear, and then they get blocked at top banana.
もう
I'm going to be watching
投げ物ないからフラッシュ1個だけか。
Very rare to have a player so green on a map.
さあ B に寄ってきたけど A にロテートして。さあ今見つけたね、もういないってことに。さあセットがすでに入ってる。さあスピードアップして。ただモネジテーセスどっちも M4 だからね。ただ1キル目取る。わーお What the fuck?
なんか
2v2 になってんだけど。木抜いたのか。
Kixan knowing about out here on short. Nico blocked behind this
smoke.
It starts to fade now.
Gonna
find that first incision because this crossfire is hard to deal with. Torshi and Spink split between site and pit. Nothing being offered here. Falcons are going to have to go searching.
Piece it together.
Wow, nice one.
Pit fight, but Kixan had to nail that. The task feels now impossible here for Nico.
Yeah,
it's success out of MOUZ. An immediate challenge to the Falcons on Inferno.
MOUZ get exactly what they want. They go really late B. They threaten Falcons.
いや、京介1キル目取ったのでかいね。ただこれ相手視点で見ると、もう 1v4 みたいになったのが一瞬間的に。
In a round like this, and MOUZ just make that hasty rotation back into a weakened bomb site. Even though Falcons trade out well, we know even 2v2s can be hard to retake.
CT 側いいとこでママさがね、ピットとサイトの角で。
Here and now against just Eagles and 5-7s.
まあ早めに B ロテート A ね、B から A にロテートしてった。まあMOUZ側の作戦勝ちですかね。
I'm just going to reiterate the crazy numbers one more time. It's one
もうちょっとねラウンド進んでたらね、まあスモークモロトフまあもっとふんだんにあっただろうから。
face it, CS2
入りのカウンターを受けて、
30 from CSGO.
まあバナナにスモーク、この手前のところにもフラッシュで、
on this map.
エアリングとかチェックはできたんだろうけど。さあニコは
In contrast, that's over 1,300 mirages in Pugs. So far from a comfort map for Kiyasuke.
これ強いんだけど、おい、what the fuck、ナイスやね。ナイスだけど、目抜きもナイスだね、また。わお、わお、わお、わお。
He's kept this open for a retake.
ただキルが入った位置が結構前目だから。拾えるかどうか拾えなさそうだね。拾えるのが AK 拾えるね、1本。さあスモークで隠したから1本近くにあれば拾えそうだけど、面白いね、あそこスモークで隠すの。確かにいたらもう無理だもんな、あそこ。さあナイスワン。
Monacy feels like he's got no room, no time to play. So MOUZ will win out this conversion, walking into the B stack. They live to tell the tale.
And that's both rounds, just seeing solid trading, to be fair.
うるせえな、これ観客の声。
As soon as that bomb goes down, the odds astronomically increasing.
いやこれさ、ブレイクインに合わせて2個のフラッシュガン刺さりしてね、手前の2人死んで、でブレイクした目も元に戻っちゃってっていう圧倒的もう CT のねファルコンズ側めちゃくちゃ優勢な瞬間だったんだけど、目抜きに切る。ちょっと強かったね、普通に。ナイスに切るよね。
Banana taken. MOUZ can just walk on in. That's the thing about MOUZ. They often just walk it in.
カウンターで映画は寄せて守ってるから、まあこれはMOUZのラウンドになりそうだね。
They never had anyone searching out towards the other side of the map anyway, so there's no slowdown to make here. We'll be clean on these early rounds for MOUZ ever since the win in that force buy. So a nice commanding start to Inferno. This first gun round, curious what Falcons are going to do about this B side of the map.
Yeah.
They've always been a squad, even as the meta's kind of shifted away from it, that have been keen for fighting for this deep banana control. Kicksound and Nico still on that side of the map. Wonder if that's going to be the go-to.
We saw the danger of it, of using all your util in that position, even in that force buy win for MOUZ, because Falcons used both their smokes, they used their molly, they used their HE, and then they had nothing. And MOUZ were all there. Falcons knew it, so they panic rotated. MOUZ used it against them perfectly. I wouldn't even say panic, I guess. It's kind of well-founded to put a third player there, but then MOUZ make a very late move back to A. So Falcons want to risk using all their util, just control the car. How are they going to fare against a full execute from MOUZ? Here's that first full bite. No kits. Already limitations, but Sertion comes up Banana with something to prove.
アグレッシブ2個ですね。ただ2個ソロ B で4人 A。いやー、刺さっちゃいそうな感じありますね。これはさあ、ピット2。ピット2、サイト1。で、1人がまあロングとショート兼任で。だいぶ強いんじゃないこれ。いやー、これ、MOUZが取り切ったらだいぶ強いと思うけどね。What the fuck? ナイス。さあ、早めにピット1人気づいたのもでかいけど。わー、What the fuck? 完全にスピンクスの1キル、そこからショートでピットのキル、きれいに2キル入ったな。まあ、モネジともう一人キックさんか、うまく頑張ってキル返したけど、
Doesn't have the space blocked at Moto. That seals the deal.
いや、作戦はファルコンズめちゃくちゃ良かったけど、まあ、エイムが良かったね。
MOUZ are just winning every single time. Sure, double entry does come through in that round for MOUZ. They find 2 clean opening kills, but then a multi-back from m0NESY, 1 more from Kixon. Still MOUZ run it through. The scoreline is good for MOUZ, but the rounds are tight. They need to stay on it.
いや、それはナイスキルだよね、これ。本来あそこね、1キル目スフィンクスのキル入らなかったら、まあ、壁側に隠れて、でその間に、まあ、Aがね、まあ、上がってくるのか投げ物入れ返すのかとか、なんかそういう感じで一旦テンポ落ちたりとかして、そうなるとまたピット2がね生きてくる場面であったと思うんだけど。
You had to play perfect from the get-go, and within an essence, you know, Falcons had everything they wanted in that last round. It was MOUZ playing into the full stack.
まあヘッショと同打ちで綺麗に入って、なんかほぼ AK でね、AK ワンタップと変わんないぐらいのスピードで倒したのも。
MOUZ with a lot to look forward to on this T side.
カウンター
a real air of comfortability about them on this map.
Wow,
clean stuff from Spinks who keeps it up. It was him who got that opener into the stack in the round prior. Another 5v4 provided. Spinks, and what if he does it again? Nico flashed in for a mid-fight, but no one's dodging this guy right now. Spinks has nailed every single fight that's been offered.
Spinks!
A little ugly for Tessez, but perfect for Spinks, who's
いや、マルチキルしてる選手ってなんか球当たんないよね、なんか今のも、ね、よーく狙ってたけど球当たんなかったから、これはもうマルチキルで見えないバフが効いてました。
This one is teed up right there against a pistol. Clinical shots for Spinks.
まあ、まだね、ロペスが加入する前は座右スフィンクスでね、試合壊してたりしてたからね、2人で30キル以上ぐらいしてね。やっぱうめえよな、スフィンクスも。ああ、エース来るんじゃない？おお。だ。
So the big takeaway from the round is, yay, we didn't get aced. It's not exactly the
nice kill.
The vote of confidence you're hoping for. I mean, every other shot in this round was perfect for Spinks. He never used more than 2 bullets. It felt like these are all so crisp and clean, and then this whiff as well.
Forget about it. Say Falcons. Full buy comes out. m0NESY's orb has to hit.
Nice kill よね。
And again, we talk about Falcons giving Kyosuke powerful positions he's comfortable in, positions that let him extract a lot of value. Nico taking a back step in many maps while keeping it here. Kyosuke being on that rotation point means he is going to be very active. He is going to be very integral. He can play into both sides.
But I mean, it's also a lot of agency. Someone who, as we've talked about to no end, doesn't have a tremendous amount of reps on this map. In fact, a shockingly low amount of reps on Inferno. And you need to keep your head strapped on here.
Not a lot to think about. He leaves all his nades in spawn. Nico goes back to pick them up. He just holds his long side. Falcons dictate when and where he rotates. m0NESY's orb looks to find an incision in middle.
スモークはアーチライブラリーにしたの。わー、ただナイスな。
opens a 5v4 for the Falcons. Yasuke tries to sweeten the deal.
そんなことないのか。 アーチライブラリースモークかと思ったけど、なんか同じとこに2個炊けてない。
Monacy,
what the fuck?
Hit that. That's quick off the scope, quick off the draw, and with cover from Tesses, Falcons finally wrestling one back.
Finally trading to their advantage. I think that's the most important factor, right? Falcons 4-3 up.
After
that fight in middle, just Kiyasuke traded. And an annoying smoke up in front of the site that forces MOUZ through grey screen into that orb. MOUZ just going back to B here. That's what Falcons seem to think. 3 strong at the start. Grenades go down, they land strong.
サンドボックス早めに入ってるけど。
Needs to clear this position. Flash kicks and activates. Grenades can come in, but it goes both ways.
キルは入った。2個もやられちゃう。京介はキルは入るけど。
Kiyasuke holds strong. Still got a molly to stall this one out. MOUZ would love to win the round right there and there, and they still can. They need to get through this young player. 2 kills and he concedes.
マウプだからちょっとあれか AR だったらカバーで。
Torshi lands it.
ただもうこれなら問題ない。さあどうするんだろう。テイク気味にするのかね。リードまだ上がってないけど。
Jimmy's really taken a long time to link back up with him, waiting for mid aggression out of the Falcons.
Now surely can't think someone's crossed into the site, right?
さあ2つスモーク入ったから。
Splat is allowed.
寄ってくね。
She's going to commit to that. Tessa's electing not to blow this smoke open. So just a bit of chip damage on Torshi. Honestly, does have a nade as well.
Dark.
Looks like they'll just wait for these smokes to fade. Re-smoked at CT, that's a big problem. That's where this nade will come in handy. Smoke and top banana to cut down some of the angles. For now, they've got Torshi behind this pillar. All alone in this smoke late, and Torshi is right on time. Does it all solo in at the back of the site with his orb. Comfortable position for him. The nade gives the info, gives him that last little tidbit. And where Monacy misses, Torshi succeeds.
And Kiyasuke has a great round in terms of kill count, but he gets a little hungry, doesn't he? Goes back for one more. Doesn't want to sit in the silence. It's what gives Torshi the pick. It's what lets MOUZ into that site in the 2v2.
And I think, you know, we might see a few more examples of this, right, where the mechanics are great and are going to hold up regardless of the map. But there was even that round where he kind of gets caught out towards Moto, like way wider on the angle, where he is open to apartments. That was where Spinks found him. That was even though he had 2 teammates holding down the apartment's position.
MP9 って感じかな。
You know, for a guy who has a staggering amount of hours in the game, usually a great comfortability on these maps, maybe not the same on Inferno.
But it's never going to come down to just one man, right? We still have to see this B hold strong for Falcons, and again, multiple attempts at it, none of them really connecting. Nico and Kixon just removed there at the top of Banana with not much to talk about. Nico 1 and 5 after an excellent Ancient. Honestly making moves. To force a 5v4. He's got his teammate by his side.
さあここはどっちに軍配上がるか。オーバーピークしたらいけそうだけど、ショートピークだと抜かれちゃう。
Flick won't connect, but Tessis certainly does, and that's pushed everyone back.
ああいうところでやっぱドンクとかね、オーバーピークでうまくやってるから。
For the Kovac as he finds Brolin as well. That's more like it. When things go good, they go great.
なんかねって。
5-on-1 in seconds.
That could be, you know, the nature of these more aggressive CT sides from the Falcons, risking it all in some early fights. You're going to have some really dominant rounds in there. You're going to have some dominant rounds against you. This one's the former, very clean. Good stuff from Nico over towards that B site, laying some of those worries to rest as he stopped the 2-man push. And the apartment set up, well, it did stop that round before it even started, really.
まあでもドンクね、スピリット毎回インフェ回してるから、ドンクだったらどうなんだろうね。インフェやってんの見たことないからな、ドンクが。
and level out this first half.
さあテック9に1人
MOUZ's money teetering in the balance. And Orban and Tech 9 in the same buy.
音を出さずにアパート侵入と。ブローランはテックだから、まあエントリー役というか、まあ最初の危険地帯をまあ前出てあげると。わー。
Nothing to say. Smoke on long, Monacy. Could break it. There's two CTs here. Try and set up his teammate to fight through. Sees nothing. MOUZ play later timing after hearing that nade. They know they have a bit of room.
まあモロトフに燃えながら前に出てきた敵用のブレイクだったね。ロングブレイク。
Only one block left in the round here. So Falcons don't want to waste it. And this could be huge as MOUZ go back to banana. Smoke does come down. Preemptive. As that happens, so does the rotation. Kiyosuke here in time.
I mean, they know here as well. Jimmy's still sitting on a nade. There's even the option to blow this open if you wanted to go on forward timing. Util's getting lined up now into the stack again for this MOUZ team. Util out, Kicksan catching one. And now MOUZ try and send it. Nico dropping down. He's got Kiyosuke ready to run through and lend a helping hand. And between them, they try and shut down this B-play. Nico dancing around. And keeps that one in check for the Falcons. The B-side starting to offer a little bit more in this game.
1 and 5 for Nico, I said. He's now found 5 kills in a row. Double hold at the B-site on his own. Now another multi-kill here. His teammate doing their part, running through the smoke to set him up. And Nico, 6 and 5 now. Return to form on this CT side. The Falcons are indeed recovering this half. It's going to be one last buy for MOUZ in the next. This a quasi timeout.
さあグロックラウンド、いやー結構ラウンドさいい感じつけてたんだけど、結局イーブンぐらいで終わりそうですね。まあ6-5になってこれで。
CT campaign. That's where MOUZ are going to look to do their best work in a couple of rounds time.
バナナ1回転させようとしてるけど1回転しないね。
Banana's on the brain for Jimmy, and that's where this round might end up. After a little timeout, just to talk it all through. Gonna go back to Banana, back to Nico. They're gonna build his confidence even more. He's got the spot. They're starting to run at him now. So want to go down here. They're not going to disrespect that. Util, Nico on for a bit of a sequence, it would seem, as just the pistols run right into it.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Unfazed by the 5-man push. And a big smile from Zonic. Not the best ace of his career, but it's nice.
まあでもここね。モロトフ待っても残り3ね20秒前半だっただろうし、まあもうある程度ね取れたらラッキーぐらいでいったんだろうな最後。
very strong start for MOUZ, a 5-1 lead, winning their force buy after losing to Pistol. If MOUZ could get that sweet taste of victory again just now at the end of the half, that would be a lovely T-side campaign from them. All things considered.
みんな後ろ向いてるけど、絶対モニター見たいやつがいたね今一人。ノリ悪くてもいいからモニターをずっと見てたいっていう。
A bit of a struggle down the tail end of this half. So we already saw them take that time to discuss this rifle round. That opener from Brolin, it could go a long way.
僕が炊ける瞬間に死んだのか。
I think the other two were. I don't know if Kiyosuke was caught in that tether. he was just
あ、でかいね、
outright
この 1キ
fighting.
ロ目。
Smoke break comes in. MOUZ take a 5v4. And Kyosuke, all in all, for the talk of his inexperience on Inferno, has held strong.
まあキックさんカウンターフラ
9
FB
and
で。
9.
さあまた B に寄せてきた。さあモネジ2個でキックさんのフラッシュもらってって感じだけど、またこのマウスがねもう A にすでにロテートしてるからちょっと後手になっちゃうどころか1キル入ってくる。さあ逃げられてる。ただ B に今度寄ってきた。チャンス生まれてます。
Tessa's dead out on A in the downtime, but the bomb is right here.
ボムは B にいる。
Yeah, Falcons can still remain competitive for this
さあ
round.
B 1人確定。だけども無理と。3人は予想外だったろうな。まあ前半はスフィンクスがナイスキルだったかな。ちょっとスフィンクスの、ね、いい M 見れたからまあまあいいねこれね。4キル目まで打つなかったけど、いや当時のこれも良かったね。もうちょっとラウンド差つくかなと思ったけど、まあ最終的に5ラウンドまでね獲得してるから、まあ、全然悪くないよね、ファルコンズとしては。まあ、マウズね、倒してね、ファルコンズ上がっていくんだったら、ちょっとグランドファイナル見たいよね、ファルコンズバイタリティで。マウズでもいいんだけど、なんか、でもまあ、マウズバイタリティとかも面白そうか。ただね、これ明日バイタリティがね、モンゴルズに勝てるのかっていうね。前回負けちゃったからね。でも他はほぼ勝ってんだよな。2025年はね、バイタリティがなんかずっと勝ってるイメージはあったんだけど、7試合して1回かモンゴルズ勝ったの。せっかく EWC ね、なんかスピリットとバイタリティはねいるんだけど、マウズもいるし、スピリット、バイタリティ、マウズはいるんだけどね、ファルコンズがなかなかいないから、ちょっとまあスピリットね、ファルコンズありそうだっただけにスピリット敗退しちゃってね、って気持ちだけど、まあまあまあ、せっかくだったらバイタリティファルコンズみたいね。こんにちは。日本語を勉強中なので。あ、そうなんですね。自分の興味に合う配信をいつも探しています。CS の配信者で日本全国であなたのチャンネル本当に数が少ないのを見つけることができて嬉しい。よかった。お話が大変面白くいつも楽しく拝見しています。ありがとうございます。俺のお話大丈夫、いい感じですか？ありがとうございます。文句しか言ってない時あるけど大丈夫かな。まあ一緒に見ましょ
う。MOUZ causing mischief on their map pick in this quarterfinal. Falcons took ancient. MOUZ respond with a strong T side, a little streak in there for Falcons, but not enough to get you smiling. MOUZ seeming pretty content
まあ今日はエンシェントでね、まあ、京介、まあいいキルあったし、まあ、モネジーも3キルあったけど、なんかこのスフィンクスがね出したこの4キルみたいな、ああいうちょっといいプレー欲しいよね。まあ、ニコもエースだけど、まあ、グロックラウンドだからなっていうのもあるし、なんかゾンク、ザイウが出してくるみたいな、ああいうちょっとビッグプレーをね、せっかくだからまあ1個ぐらい見たいよね。1個2個ぐらい。京介モネジーだからね、見れるかなと思ってるんだけど。Wow, nice one. よく USB で2キルしたね、今のは普通に。
You've lost your 3 big hitters. It's just Tessez and Kixan are left standing. Let's see if Tessez can make this interesting.
So low though, tucked in this fight. Spinks just needs a body shot and it's over.
各地で 1v1 が行われてる。
Under control in the bomb site. Kixan just whittling. Oh, but he hits the headshot. He's got time. Move in. Grab that package and put it down.
ただもうスフィンクスはもうすでに2位いるから。いいね、このオフアングルのポジション気づけるか。いやー。
That's a huge round for Kixan and a great return. And one of the things that made this guy so exciting when he first joined Falcons, we always said a captain who can frag and doesn't play like one necessarily. He steps up in a big way for that clutch round here.
T-side's where it does his best work. So what a time to show it. Not even necessarily in those clutches.
まあ USB だからまあ難しいとは思うけど、ね、プランとしてオフアングルのポジションに入った今日のスフィンクスだったら当たり前のようにワンタップしてもおかしくなさそうだったから惜しいです。惜しいですね。今日は日本語より What the fuck が多いWhat the fuck しか言えない。
Looking for a B-side brawl and with exertion gifting an opener. Not going to get a better invitation than that.
Oh, smoke's too deep.
I'll play ahead of it, keep this real estate. Brolin, that's a crazy shot. And Falcons kind of drifting in here towards B. Brolin's even made it ahead of the Molly. It will get cleared out, but it's space they're not ready for.
だけどキル入ってくる。
味方
のより待つけど、またキル入って。ラストの確定。さあ、ボム拾ってプラントするまでにいい位置に入れそうだね、2人で。スモークの左側にね、スモークのチャージ側には抜けてないの確認してたのかな。インスも確定って感じですかね。
harass and just be a nuisance
いやブローナイス1キルだしね、ここね、キル入ってる間にちゃんとちょっとキル入りきらなかったけど、最後の最後壁抜きでね、キル入ったから。いやー、このインフェとかどのマップもそうだけど、なんか5-7でこのラウンドをね、防衛されちゃうってなんか本当心にくるよね。
Sort of Falcons-esque banana take here from MOUZ. Playing it deep all the way down up against this force buy.
It's risky in a round like this to do it because you know one of the best plays is Tech Nice just popping through this
本当は
smoke.
地味だけどね、こ
High
の
flash
リーグルで
over.
抜かれないように、ちゃん
Zersh plays
と
very close to it.
B の奥側の人は
And just
こ
spray
の
and
タレ
pray,
の上に
but
乗ってね、
doesn't want to overcommit here.
一緒に
Has
抜かれ
a
ない
smoke.
車線にしてんのも
Goes
ちゃ
back
んと
to the
偉いよ
bomb
ね、丁
site.
寧で。
Frees up a rotation. The wiser option of two.
そう
Sees that
発見した。
move
フ
for
ラッシュの
Falcons
入り
and
方
just
的に、
blocks.
ちょっと人数多いかもということで、スモーク焚いて、モブローランドよりを、
Two B players for MOUZ on the scoreboard.
作ると
Of the server.
時間作って。
Exploitable perhaps.
スフィンクスまでやってきた
Falcons have
ね
a。wealth of nades.
You just don't really have a means to block this, right? The incendiary on
さあネードあるからまあブレイクインしてくるけど、まあ
Brooklyn's
ここの打ち合い
seconds here at most. It's allowed Spinks to close in at least and be that third man to offer assistance. He needs
ちょっと
something
うま
for
くキル
exertion
入らない
here.
の
Him and Brolin
終わ
with
った
nothing done. And it's success across the field for Falcons.
Ooh. And that's not even Falcons utility really landing. No one gets burned out of position. No one gets flashed on that play. It's just whiffed shots for
いただ
MOUZ.
きナイスブレード直撃。
Falcons don't have to worry about this post plant.
I mean, yeah, if one team is going to really, you know, lock in a moment like this one, it is Falcons. They never want to repeat mistakes of
なん
old.
かいいね。面白そうなやついましたね。
That's a bit of a failure there, right?
い
You
やー
touched
このなん
on
か
Zersh and Brolin, both kind of a little quiet.
難しいよな。でもガリルでキル入ってたら、木抜けのタイミングがまたうまくはまってって感じありそうだったけど、ね、ガリル死んじゃったからね、サイトで2人やられちゃったから、まあ、サイトはもうほぼない。まあ、木抜けもしくはまあ境界側いてもそんぐらいだろうっていう感じだったと思うから。そうここでね、ガリルでキル入ってたら多分刺さりそうだったんだよな、この木抜けが。
MOUZ with a timeout, in fact, but Falcons, I mean, we've got 3,800 on almost every player here, so it's either AK Kevlar or Galil and Nate.
ちゃんとした試合というよりは、1ラウンドの勝負みたいな。あ、なるほど。
Just Monacy unburdened by it. Porsche 18 and 6, monster game from him.
5ラウンドになるとね、まあ、5-7、テック9、ディーグルとかか。なかなかね、ここでラウンド取るときは本当スーパーキル出てる時が多いんで。
This is the round that really decides the late game here on Inferno. You touched upon our Falcons on the back of that hunt.
なかなか見てる側としては面白いですよね。やってる側でやられた側だとね、本当になんだろう、なんかなんとも言えない気持ちにはなるけど。
Celebrate your force by win when it comes that costly.
Hearing victory for Falcons.
Wow, no.
And one that they might regret. Spinks 2 kills. On the push through that mid smoke, even though you get the space, you paid a heavy price here. Tessez unable to reclaim anything on the walkout through short, and that leaves just Nico and Monacy staring down the barrel of a 2v5.
出してるイメージあるけど、ただなんか当時の方がスタッツ的にはやばいね。18キル6です。そんなキルしてんだって。スピンクスがね18の6とかでだったらね、まあまあまあそんな感じあるなと思うけど。意外と当時キル入れてますね。
Nothing given away here. As I say that, Torsi.
Well, she tried to give something away.
But even then, you got to go hunting. You got to go digging. One pick back up. B site allowed. 25 seconds makes it feel like it's a save.
いやまたしてもスピンクス。さセーブだからまあ9ラウンド目かけて。
Even that could draw out these money problems, right? Now you're kind of off kilter in terms of the
い
money.
いキル出すね、
You
いい
might
意
just
味
have
で。
to go back to a force here, but even that's something you're a little reluctant to do with a 5 alive round for MOUZ. You didn't even make a dent here. So not only have you failed to capitalize on that costly hunt,
なん
it's
かちょ
come
うど
back
ね、この
to
ミ
to
ッド
really
の分
haunt
断
you.
するスモークがもう切れかけてたから、でスピンクス後ろ向いて上がってったから、大丈夫かなって思ったんですけどね。テロ側ホールドしてたし、普通に。関係なかったですね。
1400 on the 3 other players and 2 AKs with $0.
もう一回スモーク炊き直してたから、
It's just back to back to back.
切れても大丈夫だったのに加えて、普通に。
And by the time you get a real buy on your T side, MOUZ are deep into double digits.
Yeah, they'll be on the verge of victory. And it's going to require a damn near flawless game from the Falcons. That's unless they can upset it all by winning here.
Hey, it's something they did on the CT side of Ancient late in the game. They got 7 out of the last 8 rounds to close out that map after a pretty even game. But
持ってるけど AK とガリル出てるけど、あ、またスピンクス、またスピンクスに切る。もう一本武器は回収できそうだけど、テーセスは上がってるから拾いにはいけずって感じだね、武器は。ミニマップ上に3人しか見えてないけど、多分あれか、B サイトでブーストしてんだ、ね。今降りたか。
I think on this T side, usually a strength of this
一旦テーセスに武器渡して、キックさん先頭だけど、多分武器1本落ちてるからね。
That's where Kiyosuke's lack of reps really might feel punishing. It can, you know, you sometimes see some of the most experienced players in the world struggle to get going here when they're getting bullied on the T sides. He's had 2 kills thus far in this second half. So keeping track of that on our way to the close. It's a walkout in towards B here. A very, very passive play for MOUZ, giving away all this room, waiting for info. They hear that smoke down at CT. They hear a player scaling. You know, eventually they're going to have to take this fight, and exertion will. Brolin started the next, and quick work made over this 3-man play towards B. Monacy just doesn't have the time to win this round. Spam will connect. Monacy dead, and MOUZ onto double digits. And now that money comes crashing down for the Falcons.
I mean, this is what I said. MOUZ are going to be in the hot seats with kind of no excuse to close out Inferno once the guns finally come through for Falcons. It's not a map that you're getting bomb plants easily either. So there's very little Falcons can do or say about this position. It's one they've put themselves in. It's one they'll pay the price for. MOUZ, despite a couple of quiet and perhaps exploitable players, both in the B bomb site in this map. None of that going to be taken by Falcons. For MOUZ, it's just do your job, mob and bucket, keep it clean.
Yeah. It does feel like you've hit that point where it's MOUZ's game to lose.
いやー、まあでも外しちゃったけど、まあ逆に抜かれなくてよかったっていう視点で見たら大丈夫かも。よかった抜かれなくてあれミスって。いや、what the fuck?
Dominant side of the economy for time to come.
35ダメージぐらい。
Another chance at a squeaky clean round here, and that would go a long way just to
さ
keep
すがにモネジがグロックだからね。
tail end of Inferno. Freebie for Brolin. Spinks ready to collect.
やばい、スピンクスまたキルが、スピンクスにキルがまた集まっていきそうだけど。サブ回収。ただベストはない。
Only 25 seconds here. You can't go slow anymore, Falcons. You've got to get a move on.
Monacy D could go a long way, but look at them backing out. They want to give nothing away in this round. That's a scary spray, but you can't go B now. Surely 15 seconds. Brolin pulling back. Does he realize they're going to give it a go? This is down to a buzzer beater. 10 seconds as they try and cross in. They have no idea where he's coming from. Bomb is stuck in the last possible second, but Brolin can run him down and win the round. No free plants today. That's a little scary for MOUZ, a little hectic down the stretch. But Captain Brolin puts it to rest, and MOUZ, one buy round separates them from Nuke.
まあワンチャンありそうではあったけど、 って感じだね。ベストなしだから結局本当フリーキルみたいな形じゃないとね難しいだろうから。さあ当時青くはアパート。
Certainly looks like it as he's already scaled deep behind the util. His teammates in the downtime have been involved in a clash for this mid control. Two of them low. Kicksan and Monacy both wounded, and now Tessez out of the picture as well. This is the worst possible start.
1キルプラスもうモネジーキックさん HP ないかんね。
Kiyasuke have to be difference makers, or else Inferno belongs to MOUZ.
相当きつい。2個もまたちょっと削れて、さあ京介も削れたからもうサプで全員ヘッショ圏内だねこれ。ただ当時は死んだ。いや 4v4 だけどみんなヘッショ一発だからね。
I think with the money where it's at, Falcons are in this weird spot where they kind of don't want to get too committed. You could justify a save.
This is kind of a random gamble, no? MOUZ giving it up entirely. Crossing their read, yes,
まあMOUZ視点からするとどんだけ HP 削れてるかわかんないからあれだけど、こっちの視点から見るとだいぶ有利だね。さあお互いにそうで。
Oh my God!
Doesn't know. He reads it, shooting him through. Now they're in B. Exertion is very low. If he fights on his own and dies, that opens up a chance for Falcons.
Oh no! From bad to worst. Miss Util. Honestly makes up for it to an extent. Push from Kiyasuke nets them the kill. That's going to allow a plant here. And Nico providing cover. This is a round you could have looked to save in. But Nico and Kiyasuke have ground away back in.
いやーこの裏詰め
for the Falcons. The job is not done yet. They've got to stop Spinks and Jimmy from ever beginning on this.
ワンチャンできた。ワンチャンできたぞこの1キルで。
Not another post plant. Nico and Monacy do not want to repeat those mistakes of old.
That's a really jump at the gun for MOUZ. I mean, you've got to be trusting
ね、MOUZがもうセーブしようとしてたのに裏詰めしようとしてたのにキル入っちゃったからね、2v2 でクラッチ切り替えたけど。まあファルコンズ側がナイスキルと。いやーこのね 1B ゼーション、まあ、7キル13デスだったから、まあ、あれで死んで14デスだったけど、本当ねなんかこの自分がハマってない時って無理なんだよな。キル入んねえんだよねうまくね。さあ音上がった音は聞こえたと思うけどまたもう絶望してますねこの左下のカメラで、ハイビラのカメラで絶望してる。ただブローランがなんなら2個も 2HP。 このねうまくハマってない時は難しいよな。なんかミラージュとかだとねなんか打ち合えるポジションがある一応あるからなんかピークしてどうこうってできるけど、このインフェとかだとねなんか打ち合える場所決まってるし不用意に前行くのも微妙だしみたいな。特に CT でね挽回しにくいね。さあナイスワン。いやここでクラッチしたらもうやばい。
No chance. This one's done. MOUZ onto 12. 4 kills from Brolin. And some scary moves, some scary rotations from MOUZ. But 4 shots to close their pick.
いやーブローランもナイスキルだし、もうパーフェクトタイミング2キルだね。パーフェクトタイミング2キルプラスナイスキル2キルで4キル。なんかこのチーム対チームでなんか2個とかね モネジ、京介とかにやられんだったらまあ分からんでもないけどうまかったんだなっていう。なんか IGL の人にこうやって4キルとかされるとなんかちょっと来ないメンタルに。まあナイス4キルだね。
I mean, this is what Falcons are left with.
プレイヤーにね、いい感じにキル出されても腹立つけど IGL だとなんかちょっとさらに 1.5 倍ぐらい倍増しそうだよね、このムカつき度が。当時最初に削ったのでかいね。
Bomb does go back. It has been kind of a one trick on this T side. Constant B hits. Nico alone. Just still making his same plays. Just doesn't have the shots to back it up.
お、ただ気づいた。そしてスピンクスもキル入れてる。What the fuck? 去り際のワンタップで一緒に抜いてるんですけどね。さあまたニコ6ゲージ。
Nico already knows it's over. Low on health and finished off as MOUZ come hunting. They get their revenge. Inferno is a brutal sight. Beating up on the Falcons here. It was always meant to feel uncomfortable for the Falcons with questions around Kiyosuke.The memories of the major
なんか当時がねめちゃくちゃ、ね、キルしてなんか KD のバランス的になんか当時がねすごいいい感じのスタッツではあるんだけど、なんかこのキャスター視点でね見てるとなんかスピンクスが一番インパクトありましたかね。2枠目は最後のブドウランも良かったしね。この人はティーモの帽子かぶってるね。ロルも好きなんでしょうね多分。さあもうこの辺ね、まあ、うまくエコで入り込んで1ラウンドもぎ取ってって感じだったけど、最後も結局スピンクスね1キルプラス去り際ワンタップヘッドショットをぶち抜いてたりしてるからね。いやなかなかいい感じの2マップ目だったんじゃないですかね。まあ3マップ目ニューク、まあここで勝負が決まるか。じゃあ俺もデスマッチやるか。ボットしかいないデスマッチやるか。まあでもバイタリティ決勝で挑むんだったらね、ちょっとマウズぐらいは倒していかないと上がっても勝てなそうだからな、さすがに。2、3いや俺の編集だろう。 たか。Oh my god. なんかこのボットなんか俺のこと見つけてから一歩動くからマジ当たってんだよ。やる気です。まあこっから10分ぐらいやっても大丈夫かな。早くニューコも見たいけど、どうせ始まんねえんだよな、15分ぐらい。What the fuck? What the頭当たってないあれ。 What the fuck? the fuck? ニュークがすでに始まってんだろうな。
The T sides haven't been too hot for either team. Felt like they were both more comfortable on the CT side so far in the series.
All right.
Well,
I was getting ready. I was like, oh, we got the flying V, baby. Not really a V. It's more of a straight line, but it's very patient, you know? Hold. Hold.
It's like a phalanx.
Hold. Okay, now it's getting ridiculous.
All right, guys.
Now it's getting a little bit out of control.
Somebody do something.
Somebody make a move.
なかなか
1,
いかないね。
2, 3, go, boys. We've all been here.
Okay, we're still 20 minutes away, I guess, from starting the game because the team just don't want to knife each other.
でももう最初に言ったやつがもう貧乏くじ引くみたいなもんだからな。マウズも全員でライン上げてけ。
Maybe they call it that. Too.
Yeah, maybe a little gherkin.
But anyway, yeah, somebody will.
Because it feels like more of an even ground, this map, right? I think MOUZ
ナ
lately
イ
has
フ
been
ラウンドで
struggling
こん
on
なに見合
Ancient.
ってんの初めて見たわこれ。
Kyosuke hasn't played Inferno
いや
officially,
絶
right?
対 CT 欲しいよな。
Academy used to ban it, so that
あ
was
みんなでちょっと左向いてフェイク。ああ始まった始まった始まっ
almost got him,
た。
almost
What
clanked
the
him.
fuck?
Oh, my lord.
Let's get it.
That was good.
Yeah, so much anticipation for that one. So here is where you feel like we should get the most out of both teams, right? It should be an even playing field, and hopefully we get a pretty close game.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, I think we will coming into this as well. I mean, I don't think Falcons, like, I don't think anyone like individually was just like missing. I think that Inferno is clearly they have a lot of things they need to work on in terms of who's doing what, in terms of who's following up. I think communication was lacking. We were talking about the Greenham. There's one round Modesty gets killed with his back turn, not aware that Banana's open. Kicks and tries to sneak in with no cover from any kind of a teammates. Those are the things that need to get cleaned up. And as long as Falcons is communicating, they have the players who should be able to improvise and play off intuition and be able to handle this. But it's going to be tough. You have to have genuine success. You're not going to win this off like a gimmicky timed upper rush or upper bust. You're going to win this by having a solid T side and mixing a couple things in.
And I think here is where, even for the long term, you want to see Nico have a good game because towards the end of last season, he had some of his career worst performances on Nuke, right? And in the playoff games, in elimination games.
And it's a map that's been so solid for him throughout his career.
Yeah, so definitely you know you're hoping if you're a Falcons fan to see him bounce back, to see him find the impact and really carry the torch for the rest of his team.
It's like Justin Summing. I'm going to throw that one name out there.
You have thrown that name out there.
I'm going to throw that name out there.
He made an appearance on Instagram. He's in your brain.
Well, yeah, of course. The shot heard around the world. Now, the Nico top hut shot was the shot not heard around the world because it never happened.
I bet this map's been it's been very good for him outside of that one. That movement's not that big of a deal. So
5v3 against Vitality in Melbourne, but you know,
forget about that.
Who talks about it?
Just throw those.
Yeah.
Everything before 2021 basically was great for Nico. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for putting it in terms I can understand.
Landed it.
That does help, and it does appear though that we are ready to play this third and final map, Nuke. We've got MOUZ, and we've got the Falcons.
That's right, map 3, it's Nuke. That's the battleground here to decide who goes into these semi-finals. Aurora waiting in the wings, but only room for one of either MOUZ or Falcons.
3マップ目。
The two pretty dominant maps back to back.
今どんぐらいだ？ベスト8
Dominated
か。
by these strong second halves.
さあセミファイナルに
Falcons
行
pick
くの
up
は
the
どっ
win
ちか。
in that knife round, so they get the
よくスタート。
blanket of a CT start here up against MOUZ in map 3. We haven't really had that superstar to leap out at us yet on either side. Jimmy started strong in the series. Map 2, a lot of the attention on Torshi. It's been more about players missing here, exertion struggling in this series. He's going to be a requirement here on Nuke.
What the
Nico dead immediately out in the yard. Kyosuke left to hold down ramp, all on his lonesome, but he's making it happen. Nails 3. And so Torshi's one kill that briefly tips the scales in MOUZ's favor is long since forgotten about. Put down the vent, Tessa's back turn. He's not checked the right way. He might miss this twice over. Giving chase now, he doesn't know it, but he's hot on the heels of Tessa. There's the spot for Torshi.
このさ、歓声上がると後ろ振り向くからさ、ナイフできないよ。ただ 1v2 残り50秒でかいね。ボムは落ちてる。まあ B メイン、ロビー側から来るのをチェックしてるのと、まあ今京介が戻ってきたけど、まあ B 側からのラーク。わあ、ナイスショットなんだけど。
pops his heads up, puts MOUZ down.
強くね。
4 kills in the pistol round.
うまいね。うまい。
Whoever wins this quarterfinal goes against Aurora in the semis. They will certainly be favorites.
Nice
Even if Aurora are playing a great tournament right now. This one is split right down the middle. Map MOUZ are proven on. One Falcons have only played a single time with this roster. Highs and lows for MOUZ. We really are looking to that entry power of exertion tonight, as you mentioned. I mean, just absent from this whole series, him and Tessa's bottom of their respective teams.
I mean, you talk about the kind of up and downs for MOUZ, their most recent and the biggest L they've taken on this map.
2個は W で上がってって感じかな。さあ、2個も上がってった。
But that was a pretty decisive win for OG. MOUZ just got outclassed in terms of the calls.
Yeah, it was a CT side they just couldn't figure out. OG ran rings around him. With a nice series of smoke walls, as Prison often has. It's all for later. Let's see MOUZ lead on this T side. Full buy coming through. Falcons. Everything they need.
It's in this half that we are going to be looking at exertion. He's got a big degree of responsibility as to the success of this T side for MOUZ. As we've talked about, just mentioned, he's been quiet all series long.
So I'm sure it was a discussion on the desk between whether Kyosuke or Nico will be leading that position. What the tag team right now will have to see. Nixon holding the ammo run stride, that's the only thing that puts him down. 3 kills on this top side. Nico comes through and Kyosuke is there to finish. Falcons.
いや、1キロ目うまく入ったけど、まずからね。ファマスで2キロ返されてた感じ。これカバー入りきらなかったから。
Kicksan does a fantastic job of buying time, but Nico and Code are joining the fray.
ただ最後ツーベツヘブンとミニはちょっと
MOUZ go for that in their first rifle round, right? They try to set this precedent early of you need to watch out for the top site hits. We can throw them in at any moment. Well, that kind of hits a lot less when you get wrecked.
アウトサイドのスモークちょっとわざとミスったスモーク開発すれば、2人見てるからあそこ1人か2人で逆にそういう作戦もありなのかもね。わざとスモークミスってあっちに引きつけてる間にB が進むとかB がじゃ意味ないか A が進むかヘブンもねちょっとあっちに釘付けにさせてその間に A が上がっちゃう今そんな感じで綺麗にいきそうだったけどね
Not panning out.
Yeah, smokes are just the default staging on this map.
さあ一方的にモネジャーオープ
There's a laundry list of players that are down to play the yard for the Falcons. Monacy. His name is
nice overpeak だけど
AWP, and there's exertion plucked out first.
当ててくる
Tag hit either way. The two AWPers clashing outside. Brolin threads the needle on this main timing.
Oh, what the fuck? Nice one.
Forshie's Dig has delivered one more.
さあシークレットもいるし CT がもいるしこれはさすがにきついか
With a second kill to his name now, it's the rotate in from Tesses that catches him by surprise.
MOUZ have to start now. Well, they will be swept under in this T half. Full buy coming through. Orb for Forshie as well.
いやオーバービークだったんだけど
proving
ナ
very
イスフリ
mobile in these
ッ
couple
ク
of
だった
rounds.
ねモネジが
Quick to assist on A and outside.
.当時もアップ当時はロビーで A の逆プッシュ警戒で置いてたね
Roland assists with utility, but even that nade makes things difficult. Couldn't have been better timed by
ラフターにい
Nico.
たのかな。ニュークはちょっと難しい。当時は上だね。ドアのプッシュ警戒。
Heavily guarded.
ニュークはむずいね、このミニマ
Comes
ッ
up
プ
from
が。
under. Late wall hits the yard as MOUZ scale forward with 2 players, but is it just a main split? Got this util on the top side, teed up by Torshi. How's his AWP even going to play into this? Just making the cross, tag down very
今
low.
回シークレットはニコじゃなくてキックさんが行って、
just barely gets by.
ちょっと後ろで待ってるって感じだ
Not
ね。
exactly going to be able to open up much from this position.
はははは。
As a util on the top, pull Nico back.
さあフラッシュミニ、はい。
Exertion there to throw the flash for Brolin, but nothing
So
being
Heaven
offered here on
Heaven
this
Heaven
space in
Heaven
main.
Heaven
Can't spot Kiyosuke up on the rafters. And with Nico and Tessez making quick work over the hit, Kiyosuke now getting involved a little bit later, and suddenly it's just a low HP Exertion. He's been bullied from the get-go of this round.
It's a very strange round to call when you have the AWP. Like, why, you're buying the AWP into that round on a top-side execute. That was the call from the get-go. MOUZ to get Xerxon on the cross, to feign some outside presence so he can flash his teammate into main, go on a top split. Sure, if everything goes right, that AWP is a potent post-part piece. He can lock down Heaven, he can lock down main. But MOUZ don't make a dent on that top side. Kiyosuke just with strong positioning in this game right now. Not even really been on the ramp since the pistol. m0NESY takes it there. He's up in the rafter. Falcons are everywhere right now, all over the shop.
And dude, I don't know if you're kind of feeling it for MOUZ, but because, we've had this struggle-sim series, and so outside feels like this near impossible task. It's
まあこのヘブンとこのラフターとこのむずいよな、本当 A ってむずいよね、テロからすると。
They put the stack on the top
スピー
side.
ドバイ
Don't overfight
っていう
outside.
かセーブした AK が残ってる
I
って
don't
感
hate
じ
the idea of MOUZ just playing some faster grouped rounds.
な
It's
んとかこ
Brolin
の AK でチャン
faking
ス作って
the
いたいけど
yard
ね。
util. The rest wait back in
当たっ
lobby.
たけど
They will look to
20ダメージぐ
play
ら
to
い。
their strengths here, and those strengths are going as a pack, roaming together. You don't want to spend so much time trying to prop up your weakest link that you yourself become a part of the problem here, and so playing together.
And while that's true, but at the same time, if your weakest link is in the most important role on this T side, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get any space. You're not going to get those entries down lower that shift the rotates, that open up even a chance to make this A-side hit viable. Spotted on the cross, AK makes it down. Kiyosuke runs around, but m0NESY's got hell control. You can't come through the smoke impact. Nico and
Yeah, over, nice, over
it's an
big.
ugly spray, and they might have seen Nico here as well. Coming in,
Ah, that
Nico lines
was
them up,
your-
and they all get knocked down. 6-0 from Falcons. Xerxon may have support, but no one can make any headway in that B-bomb fight.
CT side thus far from Falcons has been impressive, right? They feel like they've been put to the test just yet in this game. It's remaining very fluid. They're reacting to the info well.
まあニコもナイスで
It's
見て
making
る
it
か
hard
ね。
because you feel like there's never a gap here if you're MOUZ. There's never something to
マウズ
exploit.
側はね、ベントの中ダブルピーク、オーバーピークからダブルピークで1キル取って、であっちのね、ニコがいた方もクリアリングしようとしたんだけど、ニコが前目のオフアングルのポジ
I
ション
mean,
だった
at
か
every
ら。
stage in that round, the gaps that did
対
appear
応
were
できず
closed so
2キル取
promptly,
られ
right?
てって
Even
感じ
the
かな。
Kiyosuke ramp drop as the player's hiding in the smoke. Well, that's right as m0NESY moves into the line, and it's almost a bit of a bait and switch to try and bring them in to that AWP on the ramp.
CT side nuke is probably the best place to be in flow state, right? Just moving those little pieces around the map. It's not even Kixon calling this like with the puppet strings. It's every player knowing their role, knowing their rotation, knowing how to react to certain info. Could be outside. Are down secret.
ファルコンズとしてはめちゃくちゃいい立ち上がり
We
に
said it
なっ
hours
た
ago
ね。
coming into this for
6-0
MOUZ.
スタート。
Well, it's been a year absent of trophies. The one thing they've had is, at worst, semi-final placings. This would be their worst finish since the start of the year. Thinking back to Katowice and
ブ
Bounty.
レイクしてあげて。
But other than that, 9 playoffs in a row, always semi-finals or better.
Unreal consistency, only matched by Vitality. Exceeded even.
ナイス。
Good catch for Kicksan.
ちょっとミスってんのが僕ミスってたんだ。ただキル入ってんのはファルコンズ側。わー。1V3でさすがにきついんじゃない？ What the fuck? ピーク的にね、頭後に出てくるから。
They don't have the usual pieces here. You're working with such limitations, and I mean now even things as simple as these smokes are going wrong.
I wonder if that's on purpose, right? They still drop in looking at main, but is that just a reaction or is that a miss?
Wow, nice.
Regardless, it does MOUZ no favors.
7-0。そして今度はエコ。
Seeing frustration even come through. Jimmy started this series rock solid. That first map was great. He was the front runner, able to keep it going on the T side as well.
さあベント入ったけどベント追われてる。ただベント。ベント入ってキルして。もう一回行けもう一回行け。
Now they try and spill over into this top site. That's a big pickup
Oh,
for Spinks and
no,
Toshi. And they know the others have dropped down lower. Nico survived one chance crossing in the vents. Is he really going to try and do it twice?
Got to.
The 7-0 feel nearly invincible. But do you just write this round off on position and position alone?
It's a shame to see. Nico survive here.
でもさ、ここでさ、プラントさすがに大丈夫なのかな？あ、ガレージの奥まで行けば大丈夫か。ああ、これはでかい。だけどやられちゃう。いやー、回収されちゃう。やっぱ回収されてない。
I mean, look there, right? MOUZ pick up a round, and it's kind of the mistake of
Falcons.
They're keeping the pace of these rotates and the tunnel vision on these players in at lower.
てかケーブあれか。
Leaving them out of position.
てかラダー追ってたやつキルして、でもう一人来たからやられたのか。
Going the way of this MOUZ team, they've gotten on the board.
Not too late.
This is where they can look to recover, but that's got to be the start of something. You get in on the overzealousness and the overconfidence of your opponent.
たよりダウンド差はあるけど、
金はそんなに振る。Four players here with just Jimmy waiting back in the lobby.
もう一回はフルバイできるだろうし。わお。
Sertion comes through the smoke and Monacy pre-scoped on his position. Jim Hatton Hart, did he hear the scope up close? Monacy might just strut in. Two players. Leg gives it away. Monacy missed shot. Jimmy jumps on it. Double kill. We're waiting for him here in this third map after a great series. Jim Pat put down by the round flank. Kixon's position unknown.
ただMOUZが3人集まったのでかいね。
MOUZ cross.
マルチキルさえ入れられなければって感じだけど。
Yasuke keen.
さあ京介がチェックする前にシークレットは上がれて。マインドゲームの始まりです。少人数戦のマインドゲーム。さあ残り35秒。さあキックさんのところに3人。あだ1人セパレートした。ああそれキル入ったらもうそれはどうなの。さあ京介はスニークでラダー降りてきて。
He's already down here giving chase straight away. Here's that bomb plant. Door swings open and Spinks can't do a thing. It's Kicksan and Kiyasuke to keep this pretty for the Falcons.
Seeing everything that Kiyasuke has to offer here on this CT side.
いや京介もねシークレットチェックした後 CT からヘブンの上がりチェックしてこの右側戻ってきてたからより早かったね。
And still making mid-round moves, still flanking lobby, assisting outside. He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. 12 and 2. Clutches up that round for Falcons. And responds to MOUZ's 1-1 round.
なんかMOUZはここ最近多分
Steam
うまく
Molly.
勝ててないよね。
Nothing that Exertion exploits. He waits for the smokes to come down before he crosses. He will make it pretty far. May break. They hear the footsteps, but he's got that secret control this time unharmed. Yasuke
最
committed.
初の方ね、スピリットも倒してたんだけど、最近はスピリットにもね、連続で
Need the
今
pass.
負けてるし、
Now's coming around this corner. He has no
今回ファル
support.
コンズにも。
Catches the
What
first
the
of
fuck, man?
lineup. It takes the third man. Spinks on the swing to stop Kiyasuke. This is where Exertion is in the power position. Watching on these vents, he's going to catch Nico at this drop
ちょっと
down.
下半
At
身
this
出す
point,
ぎて、
Falcons know it's the
球
lower
が
play.
リコールされて
And these rotates are going to be slow. They have to take the safer routes further away on the extremities. Go and clear out vent. That'll offer up the path to Kixan. Even this is wasting time for the Falcons, clearing dead positions as Exertion has fallen back.
だけど逃げられる。
Sat on the bomb is Spinks, watching over it, and as Monacy looks for this, that's when Exertion is supposed to play, but he's been allowed to pluck one from the ranks. Kixan moves in, missed shot for Toshi, and this might cost him dearly. Bomb planted for Exertion, this has to be his moment, and the clutch comes in.
なんとか2ラウンドだけど、アウトはセーブできなそうだね、ここじゃ。
But it takes everything from MOUZ for a second round.
Can't deny got scary right when he doesn't swing to trade Monacy. Maybe felt like he missed his timing after Spinks gets peeked in with the orb. Exertion hits that headshot. He spams the smoke. He saves MOUZ from another devastating round.
フラットはしてるけど、やっぱでも金はきついと思うんだよね。まだフルバイできるのかね。アウプ AK4 本、マウズ側は。 対するファルコンズ側も削れてるからそんな溜まってないだろうしね。ただあと2ラウンドなんだね。ファルコンズはまあまあまあ頑張って帰るね。ファマス1本でだけど、まあ、ほぼフルバイト。マウズ側どうだったんだろう。ガリル AK って感じかな。
We've lost two of them.
I mean, look, you can still go on and recover this half of your MOUZ. That's what you have to be telling yourself here. You don't have a lot of room left. You don't have an awful lot of runway. You've had to really fight for both the rounds you've been able to pick up. It's not over, it's far from it. It's in these desperate moments.
ファルコンズ側は金はないから、まあ、マウズが取れたら、まあ、もう1ラウンド次は、ね、折り返しの最終ラウンドは、まあ、フォースバイで戦える。
Spirit leveled up, but that was after MOUZ beat Vitality, beat their demon. MOUZ have nothing to celebrate so far. Map victory in the series, a win over VP Shore. This was a game they could have crushed crowd favorites.
I don't know if it's great for MOUZ, this idea that at the beginning of the season, the one team they could never get past was Vitality. That was the only thing stopping them from being the best team in the world. It was the other best team in the world. But now that Rogues Gallery is growing, right? It started with Spirit after the Vitality win where they finally pick it up. They get it, well then Spirit go ahead and beat them thrice over. Now Falcons looking to throw their name into that list of squads that can take down the MOUZ team. And at that point, you feel like you're slipping. You feel like you're losing your grip on being the top dog.
Yeah, the timing was there, right? We always felt this Falcons project building up was inevitable. That they would rise to be a prolific team at the top of Counter-Strike, forcing it through aggressive purchases. Now we're in that world. MOUZ come back.
マウスはガリル2本か。マウプはさすがに無理だけど、まあ、AK3 本出てんだったらね、ガリルも2本で AR 出てんだったらまあまあまあって感じか。
Will Falcons sweep the final map?
They have a golden chance here, right? They have the chance to break Falcons' money heading into the last round of the half, and that would see them through to a 4-round T side. It's not a lot, but it is enough
取ったらまあもう1ラウンド
to keep yourself in
高い
this
確率で
game.
取れるということ
Look
で。
at Kyosuke. Again, the power position.
ここにマウスが欲しいけど、どうwhat the fuck?
Exertion does find that entry, and Kyosuke
同じ外
comes
し
in,
て
hoping they're coming his way.
2個キルしていく。
Might not get rewarded, or she's now in a position to punish any reaggression. MOUZ hold a handbrake up.
さあ人数削れたけどカウンターで
Full control outside,
ドア上がってんのでかい
around the
ね。
world, and they don't know how much commitment there
さあ
is.
も
though,
う
but
当
Kyosuke
時
comes back up and he gets punished. There's more layers to that. Kicks in same position.
あ
Falcons trying to force this will pay the price.
ただロビー側から入ってくるからテーセスはやられちゃうと思うけど。
You know, the presence of a second player on a secret cross almost feeds misinfo to Falcons as to the lay of the round. Even taking one of the dome will at least finish off Toshi, but with m0NESY blocked out, Kixan removed, and a play in towards A. MOUZ have stuck to the landing on this round. And with the money where it's at for the Falcons, they cannot begin to justify going for this.
MOUZ want to take these guns away. So much value in removing m0NESY's orb this deep in the half. There's one more. And do they realize m0NESY's still ramp?
If I saw him fire a shot, but maybe you can piece it together just based on where he hasn't been in this round. And yeah, they're all beelining for the ramp room now. m0NESY, they're coming from either side of him. And he's even got lower to worry about. It's only the tag. m0NESY on borrowed time. That is a punishing hunt from MOUZ, and it's put them in a position to succeed. A bit more mileage from exertion out in the yard.
Oh, MOUZ were going to save that orb. They were trying to save the orb. 2 players crash at the end of the round. Disastrous. Toshi's had, what, 1 orb in this T side and was on the upper hit, where it didn't even feel like the right gun for the job. And now a tech gets in the way of MOUZ giving him a second chance.
Tech pause? ちょっと
Another brutal pause for MOUZ.
Look, sometimes extra layers of adversity push you even harder to overcome. And hell, I mean, it seems like it's working for Exertion, who is having a lot more impact on this T side. You know, MOUZ physically couldn't do this task without him. So at least him finding his footing a little bit more in the tail end of this first half has gifted them some rounds, right? A chance for 4.
Yeah, found that big triple kill where he killed Nico in the vent, followed up with 2 in the 1v1. Previous round, found Nico outside again on that smoke break. They dropped the orb. And sure, even though MOUZ don't pick it up, remember the money for Falcons is poor here.
In some ways, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. You know, they're going to be down to pistols and armor.
I like that you're coping.
I've seen Toshi work a rifle brilliantly.
That is true. The things you got to tell yourself to keep your head in the game at this point, because yes, the score is dire for MOUZ, but it's not over. This is what the map comes down to. Final round, where MOUZ need 4 on the T side.
And they've got every reason to get it, right? In all essence, they've done the hardest part, which was breaking through, you know, after that insane 7-round streak from the Falcons. You break through, and not only that, now you've broken their money in the final round of the half. It's suddenly looked to reinvigorate you just a little bit. Now, moments ago, this felt like a daunting, hopeless task, but now you have something to hold on to. That's a man who doesn't seem too upset about not having his orb. You always want to try and look on the bright side.
Yeah. Class clown.
おーい。どうなってんだ。
Players rejoining the server here for MOUZ.
朝方のテックポーズきついって。朝方のテックポーズは来るよ、心に俺の。
Tense tournament still. This side of the bracket open for the taking, with Vitality and Mongols in the semi-final on the other side.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, that is the side you've been glad you're dodging right down here. Semi-final versus Aurora, you said it earlier on, but whichever team goes on to face them from this quarter-final would be considered the favorites. Back in Vitality Mongols, that's a match that's got hell of a history and one that can go either way. It's two top squads facing off. The grand final placing. Lion share the $1.25 million prize pool available at EWC. So after the tech delay, we're right back in. Just to recap where we're at, Falcons, money broken.
ちょっとやめてよ、ハーフタイムの1ラウンド前でまたテックポーズに。ただMOUZが頑張って取ったから、リーグル4本、M4 1本。48で折り返したいね、ぜひとも。ぜひとも48で折り返してほしい。折り返したい。
This is a round that you just have to win, right? Your whole T side is kind of built to this moment. This has to be your breakthrough. You've beaten the rifles. You found a way in right at the tail end, right when it felt like all hope was lost.
CT 側から、ガレージプッシュだけやった感じ。で、2個はシークレット入ってきてから。
With all the weight it carries, and so Falcons know they must make a gamble. They must run a risk. 3 here in the halls.
シークレットプッシュ重めに見てるね。3人で。
3人で見る。He's got the confidence again just to be left to his own devices out in the yard as well, which is nice. He doesn't need a Brolin there backing him up.
His first 2 maps will be forgiven if he steps up here in the third and gets MOUZ over the line. Full execute, 2 mollies, only Monacy.
ゼーションアウトサイドのこのシークレットからのね、ミニに入ってくるやつ。
Falcons have no kit for the retake.
Yeah, got to show us why he was entrusted with the hero gun. Monacy placed by the util.
ゼーションこれもう終わった。ゼーションでもキルしてる。アウトサイド2人。3人。ああ。AK 乗られちゃう。AK 拾われてない。
Tessez onto a guard, Torshi bringing the pain. MOUZ scrape by with 4 on this T side. Will that be enough?
どういうこと？まさかのディーグル2キルから人数イーブンになって人数有利まで持ってきて最後めちゃくちゃうまいっていう当時。いや、京介のこれうまかったね、USP。いや、でもMOUZとしては 7-0 ぐらいまでね、いったからね、よく4ラウンドを取って折り返しできたよね。めちゃくちゃナイスキルだし、最後。さあ、セミファイナルどっちに行くのか、2分後。前半後半切り替わって、次はどっちはMOUZが CT か。ファルコンズやろう。あ、スマホ落としちゃった。大丈夫？割れてない？割れてない？ああ、よかったってなってから大丈夫っぽいね。
Tough T sides looking to be a fixture of this nuke. Let's see if Falcons can change the tune on that as they now swap over to the T half. They held a commanding lead with 7 rounds straight to open up. I was able to find a couple more in at the tail end. Exertion, who's had a very quiet series, notably being a driving force behind that. It's him and Torshi both topping the charts here for MOUZ. Giving themselves a bit of breathing room. Let's see if they can make it a cause for concern. A win in the pistol carries tremendous weight if you want this comeback to happen, but it's not started strong. Torshi, top performer for MOUZ, fed to the Nico pistol to open this up.
Exertion on his recovery arc. Pistol would seal that fate, but only 1 kill. Zayside opens up. Roland hears him running him up, but he can't do anything to stop it. Shot in the back of the head, perhaps. Monesi given a second chance of life and kicks him with a cover. That's Falcons converting this pistol. Jimmy just walks away. Kixon's had a hell of a game here. Even in offering up guns to his teammates, he is still top fragging in the server after this pistol round. T-sides have been difficult all tournament. Only 2 maps turning T-sided. Dust2 and Overpass, but the caveat of that it was MOUZ with great T-sides over VP. Falcons with a pistol. They have had trouble converting these across the series.
Just some huge gaps there that Falcons are able to exploit once they get the yard space. Force up for MOUZ.
Hit that for 9.
Falcons take it slow. Hear that scout fire off. You look at the scoreline, you know that this is a force from the MOUZ squad. So no one jumping the gun here.
Kyosuke taking yard on his own, worth noting. Nico back in the lobby in the pack. Every shot dodged, he makes it down. Jimmy, pixel gap, smoke. Oh, Falcons, yeah, don't want to call the bluff on that. It's stacked out to the 9s. Kyosuke's pulling back from Secret, so this could end in an upper bust. Only the scout could stop him, but Torshi's dropped in now. They go back to Exec with Kixon on roof. Can MOUZ put the stack here in time? They got the read. It looks like it, but will numbers be enough?
Torshi behind the sight on this scout. Gonna carry the bulk of the pressure. There's the support from Jimmy.
What the fuck?
Brolin double kill in the downtime, and Kixan might be having a great game, but a 1v3 at this health isn't happening.
That's a smoke setting up MOUZ to win the round. The smoke that changes the plan for Falcons. And sure, they have a backup. They have a plan B to hit that top side with utility as well. But Brolin clears out Kyosuke from Secret with the 5-7. And it's the FAMAS up in rafters from Jimpat. Multi-kill.
What the fuck?
Yeah, at every stage, right? They have everyone in the right place.
They just keep winning these force by rounds. They lose pistols, it doesn't matter.
早めのシークレット抜け。さあ、一人抜けてったの。でもガレージいないから。
It's fine, you're not panicking rotates right now.
気づいたかどうか。微妙なとこだね、これ。
As long as no one drops vent.
ああ、キキさんベントイン待ってる。
Jimpat takes it upon himself to rotate into the lower side. Oh, careful.
Still, Falcons are here on a very forward timing because of how quickly Kixan makes it across. Jimmy just gets dealt with straight away, thinking he's got a bit more room to work with there. And this is already dire straits on the round. They have to hunt down Tesses. They need this kill if they want to attempt the 4v4. Falcons have had time to get situated, and with 3 players coming ramp side, Spinks super late from Secret. Might have to be slow That's allowed Falcons to get
さあ京介のキル。
Kiyasuke takes a swing with the Tech 9 out on a ramp. Just looking to thin the herd before
さあ
this
シークレッ
retake
ト徐々に上がっ
begins.
てきてるけど、さあ
It's
時間うまく
Sphinx's
使い
late
ながら。
play that MOUZ is still waiting for here.
あ、こ
Only
こキル
now
入んない
showing
の
his
痛す
hand.
ぎ
He
る。
desperately needed this to be the kill. It
Ah.
doesn't come through. And that is limp for MOUZ. They put all their stock on this flank. And now they stand to lose everything up against the Falcons force fight.
Yeah, you called it. We
なんか
didn't
スピ
see
ン
how
クス
Nico got that kill on
セー
Jimpat,
ブ
but
で
that was
き
the
ず。
kill that opened up the round. The early drop of lower from Jimpat. But Falcons
いや
had so
最
much
速
space. He goes through the window.
最速シークレット抜け
That's
の
the
キック
benefits
さ
of
ん。
Kicksan making it down on that forward timing. He already had the
それ
confirmation,
も
guys.
良かっ
There's
た
no
け
one
ど、だか
here.
ら
They're not at the
1
double
キル目2
doors.
個だ
They're
った。
not jump spotting. There's no vent drop. That gives you so much
2
safety
個ディー
on
グ
that
ル。
run through
1キル目
lower.
だし。
And it let
What
them
the
play with a
fuck?
real pace. There's Jimmy like trying to
め
get
ちゃくちゃ
set
うまい
up.
キルじゃん、それ。
Just play that headshot angle. You can jump there, play for info. Nico hits some blinders.
Yeah, he wins that round with 3 kills. So Falcons
さあ今回も早めに。
back on as MOUZ forced to force.
ガレージが当時が気づいてるかどうかだね、この2個の早めに入ったこの入りを。
All the unlikelihood
さあもう早い間に4人抜
very
けてった。
late in this game.
さあケイセスは
We've said it a couple of times, but
まあ
Kicksan
カウン
not
ター
the
で
kind of
自
guy
分
to
と
try
か
and
ロビー取って
overcomplicate
不
these
上がってく
rounds.
るの
He's
警戒
just
だ。
called for another B walk here. They found a lot of success in that
め
last
ちゃ
round.
くちゃいい位置入れてる
Screw
け
it,
ど。
why not run it back?
さあ今ゼーション合流してだ
Until now
け
he's
ど
tried to
B
use a
側
mixture of things against MOUZ, but
うん
mainly
B
it's
サイト
the
多分
shit
入っ
is the
てるって
nerves
分
in
かっ
this
て
game.
な
The
いね、
fact
多分。
that
でこれで
no one's feeling particularly sure of
こ
themselves.
の投げ物の多さでね、すでに B 入ってるの気
And
づいたっ
you've
て感
kind
じ
of
だ。
seen that in the rotations. There's been over rotates, there's been under rotates. This one is
いや、
an
早め
example
の
of
シ
the
ー
latter.
クレ
They
ット
don't
プッシュが
respond to those yard smokes
ガ
because they
ン
don't
刺
have
さ
the
りしてる。
info. And so it's given Falcons open runway to plant this bomb
た
in a
だマウ
lower,
ズ
and
側
it
と
might
しては
just
次
be a
ね
full five-man save
やら
for
れ
our
たら
teams.
USP になっ
The
ちゃうか
unicorn
ら
round here.
まあ全員で
MOUZ
セーブっ
have
て
to
感じ
try
かな。
and keep these guns in play.
Yeah, if you think
さあ
about
もう
it,
一回や
right?
り直
MOUZ
し。
lost everything here. They'd just be forced until the game's
やれ
over
と
at
痛
that
すぎる
point.
こ
They
と
would have
11ラウンド
to
目。
try and just win a round with less. Well, they've done it before. This one is not to be. Falcons just walk the walk silently down
この
lower
当時の
and
こ
win the
の
round
ガレ
on
ージの、
position alone.
ね、今スピンクスのいるガレージの一番奥だとどこまで聞こえてんだろうね。このシークレット
Is a knockout
入る
blow
直
to
前にスニー
MOUZ.
クされたら聞こえないのかな、もう。
They get another chance with the same buy. But now there is no room for error. If they want this game in regulation, 8 rounds required in a row for MOUZ. Falcons sit on the precipice of a semi-final against Aurora.
ファルコンズあと2ラウンド。
An Inferno that looked uncomfortable, but a nuke that has come through clutch. Kiyasuke posting his best game yet at this event. That CT side impact was remarkable. And we might not even get time to see how this T side builds
わあ、惜しい。
for him. Oh, a couple of keen tags for
2人
Torshi.
ハーフカット
Why not?
I mean, at this
Why
point,
not?
why not leave it a chance? Bit of smoke spam from the Torshi scout.
わお、
Even
また
more
抜いてい
follow-up
くけ
damage.
ど
He's
壁
landed
抜き
2
だか
wall
ら
bangs
30
through
ダメー
this
ジ。
smoke. Spinks going to catch a freebie on Kicksan Crossing, who tries to run back this secret cross for the 3rd time in a row. And this time, MOUZ, who
2
put
個は抜
stock
け
in
られた
that.
け
They
ど、
try
まあ
and
キッ
deal
ク
with
さ
it
んは
early.
カットされると。
Bomb is away from the Falcons here, and if Nico falls, no one's going to be able to
こ
retrieve
のボ
it.
ム拾いくの大変だね。
So he has to be a little tapered in this aggression. Surely he's still just following through on the B aggro. Someone's got to go back and get this bomb. Kiyasuke could try, but he's got to go out into the middle of the yard.
Right now, they're just thinking about the next kill. Trying to force it. Zersh's just repositioned as well, so Tessers with a mistiming allows the rifle to the back of the bomb site. Bomb does get retrieved, but where are you really going with this?
That exertion makes it out there doesn't feel inconsequential. He was getting split on from main and the door. Brolin going to confirm their suspicions about this lurker back in the lobby, and now it's just Nico. 1 versus 5, 15 seconds,
キルしてるところがシークレットの前だから、まあただこの辺死なないでキルできたら、まあ3人拾いに来れるかな。当時もやってるから、まあ武器は拾えそうだけどナイス。さあ拾え。AK を回収しろ。まあ2個のは拾えただろうし、あそこ3つ固まってるから AK4 本拾えてたなって感じだ。1人これ SMG だ。AK3 本あったら。
This has to be, as I said, near flawless game here from MOUZ against the odds.
AK2 本とガリル1本。
Immediately.
70アップだけど、まあ定説はガリル。さあただ5人生存して AR3 本拾えてきてるかね。ちょっとお金の、ね、プールはできたね。MOUZが。さあ1キル目は取っていく。さあいいけどしたけど。さあこれカバーが。
Finds a 4-on-4, keeps pressure on and continues trying to work this space out in the yard. Torshi step up and stop him in his tracks. Returning the advantage to MOUZ, and I'm liking this mid-round move. 2 players getting down on B. Kicksan with a big catch, but the fights are going to be forced here for this secret control, and Spinks will deliver. They're going to keep going. m0NESY here with his orb. Trusting AWP in his hand, but a missed shot. There's Kicksan to bail him out. Wild shot for Kicksan, and the round's still going. Backstab from Torshi can stop it in its tracks.
アウトサイドのm0NESYは分かってるから、ちょっと時間を置いてリレーキルにしたけど。
Yeah, you don't risk letting the crowd give that away. You just take the shot as soon as you hear a jeer. m0NESY resetting as well, but 20 seconds got to make up his mind. Throws the AWP out. AK up. 15 seconds. Are you really going to try drop heaven at this point? Torshi's backside, he hears every step.
モロトフをカウンターして、ただ上がってくる。さあ、回ったファー。フラントされちゃう。
m0NESY making magic happen. Jimmy giving it away, running amok. m0NESY picks a dangerous position. The kill will take it. m0NESY finds the round.
Zona can't believe it, but that's what they pay this guy for. m0NESY, everything about that is pixel perfect. There was no other way to play that. He had to run through the volley, through the fire and flames. And that is a gut-wrenching round for MOUZ to give away. Torshi didn't even have to fight. That's the horrible part. That's the knockout blow.
Torshi dropping the molly. I mean, it just feels like a huge mistake.
That's going to be the back-breaking round for MOUZ. There's been many points in this series where you could have said, oh, it's all over. But that 1v2 from m0NESY, that is the game. There is a second of difference on winning this clutch and losing it to time. He had to play it exactly how he did, m0NESY, and yeah, that is the straw that breaks the camel's back here for MOUZ. Frustration sets in. Torshi knows that is a grave error, and it might have just cost them everything.
MOUZ
just have to bite back. They have the better buy.
まあけど過ぎてしまったこと
With
は
the
しょうがない
feeling in the back of your head
ことではあるんだけど。
the Falcons are right there, and one mistake, one big play ends this series. Yasuke creeping around outside again. Nico to give up some of his famed positions shows the value he expects from this young player, and in this game he's delivered. Ready to bust into this upper site. There is only one man committed.
この今日の試合ね、めちゃくちゃいい感じにキル入れて引っ張ってくれてるだけに何とも言いづらいよね、この
backs up. He will have support. Torshi moving in from heaven.
まだ気持ちは切れてない。
MOUZ digging deep.
いや
ー。No clutch this time. Torshi gets his revenge.
Big 3K with the AWP makes up for it. And hey, you talk about trauma on Inferno. Well, Falcons, they're rife with it. 12-6 on Nuke. They've been here before. It cost them in Melbourne. Yeah, very different stakes, very different Falcons. But MOUZ are a team who don't go down lightly. Broken bye for Falcons, but a bye nonetheless.
I don't know if Ghosts of the Past hit quite as hard as the trauma of the present.
2個ガリレだけど。
MOUZ, it's very fresh. You've got to dig deep here.
He's putting that anger.
I mean, look, dude, if you've got a point to prove,
ゴッドモード当時出てきてるかもしれないねこれ。数々のトップチームを破壊してきた最強のアウパーが誕生してしまったかもしれない。いや、ゴッドモード当時はバイタリティとかも破壊習慣でスピリットも破壊するし、目覚めさせてしまったかもしれないですね。ここで。
Yeah, it's not as dire as you think. I think the kicker is that MOUZ gave up a match point, right? Could have won this in regulation. Now they're fighting for overtime.
うますぎだろこれ。
No guarantee at any point.
いや、すごくねこれ。
But the money is a problem. The round count stacks up.
2
in a row for MOUZ. Full eco for Falcons. Quicker than you realize, this game's into double digits for MOUZ.
普通に打ち抜いてたもんな。ナイスフリックですね。さあ、ここでグロックラウンド。で、9対12か。で、倍して、で、勝ったら11ラウンド目またエコになるから。さあ、バイラウンドで戦うのはあと
Through the fire, go the Falcons and set ablaze by Spinks up top of the heart. Looking for a clean finish here, only losing Brolin to the eco.
Easy.
And so a quick repel of that top site here. MOUZ, how much longevity does this have?
What do we go back to for Falcons? Is it just crossing behind the smokes? Is how they got into this game early on the T side, creeping down, unsuspecting Jimpat rotating in.
これ入れたあと2回だね。バイラウンドはあと2回。
Is it just keeping it simple here for Kixon? Letting his stars showcase their individual prowess.
さあ、もうマネーのプルはあるから、ある程度削られてもフルバイで返せる。MOUZ側と。次エコになるから実質フルバイで戦えるのは2回と。さあ、ここでモーク抜き。でかすぎ1キル。
This is Kixan looking for the molly that knocks out the hut roof and the rafters. So speaking of the fact that they might look to end topside, but you wonder if that one kill on Monacy changes things.
I mean, it tells MOUZ that they weren't full stacking Secret behind the smokes. MOUZ are gambling on upper. They have no interest in the site. Oh my god, that's just body claimed in lower.
それでキル入っちゃう。いや、いい1キル出しただけにちょっとこのキルの捉え方は。
As far as MOUZ are concerned, there could be more players down B. Silence is deafening. MOUZ rotating, uncertain. Even Brolin off that top side goes back up the ladder. No better time.
とかではなくもう全員で A に行く感じかな。まあサイロがまあ最悪2から食べられるような感じ。ベント入った。ただ抜いていく。抜く抜きゃ強い。さあ早めに入ったぞ。
Gonna try and get out into lower. Oh, with nades in hand, but they don't deal with him the first time. Goes in, Brolin will cover. 20 seconds left for the Falcons, and even though Nico's here, the bomb is lost, the site has fallen. Time to rectify this round. It's another swing and a miss for the Falcons on their full running out of them as this comeback is taking shape.
And not even a bomb plant. To maybe give you a chance. Kisuke's got out there. I think he's snapshot up to Jimmy. You have interest in that round. You have a chance to make it work. Instead, you have a half buy for Falcons, and then one more chance to close this out in regulation. Very quick, that 12-6 comes back to bite you. MOUZ want to make a mockery
プラントもできないでフォースバイだからいくら入ってんだろうね。2400、2900ぐらい。さあタイムアウト取るよね。いやそんなにもらえてないのか。うわじゃいやほんとこの B ラッシュとか A 早いやつでね3キロ入っちゃいましたとかそういうのじゃなくてゆっくりだとまたラウンド取れそうだけどね。モニジーは次アウプ次も AR かな。
Coast Eagle patrols yard, the rest in the lobby. Kicks in again, same util, maybe trying to run it back. They cancelled last time because of the door smoke. You got nothing to lose in trying on a half buy.
さあグレーは当たらないけど。
さあ
A にさあ投げ物でインしていく。さあカバー入る。あーじゃキル入っちゃったけど 3v3。
You said you couldn't discount this type of round from the Falcons. They're showing us why. They play with a terrifying pace out and away. They catch MOUZ. And now it all hinges on this retake.
Nico's in the game-winning position right now. He's got the gun for the job.
Nico in a game-winning position on Nuke.
3-man grouping
for MOUZ. All gonna try and explode in through the top. Nico playing and
うまい入りだけど
It's down to this 1v1.
緊張拾った。
Was the comeback all for naught? Do Falcons take it here and now at a low buy?
一発ディフェンス
Bombs being held. Big save fake. And kicks out, runs him down. Comeback denied. It's Falcons through to the semi-finals.
いやこれさもうこれかいやでもまあしょうがない。まあでも俺一発ディフューズ刺さりそうだったけどでもさディフューズしてさ完成起きたらさもうやってるパターンしかなくない？ディフューズして
entered by the Falcons. A sigh of relief from Falcons after that Monacy 1v2 and the game still dragging on. It felt like anything could happen, but the pressure eases off in those eco rounds. And a fast play.
GG でしたね。
To take this one over the line.
ちょっとチャンス後半マウスありそうだったけどね。
And their worst finish in a long time going out in the quarterfinals.
セミファイナルで揃ったね。明日は、今日の23時半ぐらいから、バイタリティモンゴルズ1試合目、2試合目がファルコンズオーロラって感じで、決勝ね、バイタリティファルコンズ見れたら嬉しいなとは思ってるけど、今日の試合もまた楽しみですね。
Still multiple questions for the Falcons to answer here.
そんな感じかな。
And Esteban have overpassed. A B of 5 in the final. If they make it all the way, they've got to get through Aurora tomorrow.
Well, there you have it. Team Falcons soar through the bracket and land in the semi-final. I have one with me for a quick winner interview. First of all, you guys didn't look as locked in Cologne, but here in Real, you guys are making a statement.
今日もありがとうございました。また多分見ると思うんですけど、時間あったらお願いします。お疲れ様です。おやすみなさい。